I guess. I guess it's the end of the music. I woke up this way. Woke up about an hour ago, and I sat there, brain rot, thumb strolling, just do TikTok, catching up on sports because I don't watch them. I didn't know that Josh Allen was going to be the MVP of the NFL. And the reason I don't know these things about sports is because it doesn't matter. The best thing going in the world right now is GameStop. You know, you know. Welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Waking up today, GameStop just hit $31.42. Somewhere like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I said that this week was going to be the week that GameStop steps up and out of the zone. And I drew charts and I drew lines and I showed the TA and why. And then I explained a couple other things that come into play. Quadruple witching matters when you're rebalancing your ETFs, your index funds, everything that expires in a quarterly. These things that trade off the index, how often do they reset? Is it just for the quarter? Cool. Might be. But when you look at GameStop 2 quarters ago, they had $1 billion in the bank. They had a market cap of around $5 billion, $4 to $5 billion. And now we're looking at a company that's doing 3 times better, all within the same year. So first, you got to get your balance sheet correct. You got to get that tight and right. Then you have to go out and get your business going, your earnings side. And I saw Cramer's post yesterday, and then I saw Michael Packer's post. Cramer meeting up with one of the guys from the channel here. He actually had a meet and greet for his wine bottles that he's selling. And one of our loyal members that we've had for years on this channel named Chad. Chad went to Jim Cramer and challenged him in person and said, hey, tell the truth about GameStop. If you guys don't know Chad, Chad's always in the chat. Chad's a good man. If I'm not mistaken, his name's Chad Clifford in the chat. But Chad told him and said, hey, Jim, say the truth about GameStop. And Jim Cramer wrote on the bottle and said, GameStop's not that bad. And he did that because Chad challenged him, and then Chad gave him the info. Chad said all the things that you would want to say to somebody when they say GameStop's a dead company, it's a dying business. He said, well, hold on now. That dying company actually makes a profit. That dying company shouldn't be graded based off of what they're doing January, February, March, April, May. They should be graded on what they do during the holiday season and what they do for the annual, right? The whole fiscal year. Not just these quarters where people tried to judge them and say, oh, look, they're not profitable. Ha, ha, ha. They still had a loss. No. And I think about this because it came across the feed on the Discord, and Chad posted a video, or the pictures, and he said, look what he wrote on my bottle. And he said, GameStop's not that bad. And I said, yep. Somebody said no sound. You got sound? What are you talking about? Oh, somebody's watching the beginning of it. So Chad goes in there, and Chad tells him, Ryan Cohen's doing the right thing. They just partnered up with PSA. They have $5 billion, $4.6 billion cash. They're great. They're great. They're going in the right direction. No profitability. And Chad was able to do that because, and I can tell you this, because he's very informed, extremely informed about GameStop, the fundamentals, and the business. And you only get that info from one spot. So shout out to Chad for doing the due diligence. And I'm just happy that this channel, this group, all the people that come in and out of the Discord. I'm just happy that we were able to supply the bulk of the information, but it doesn't matter how much information we supply. It's how you interpret it and how you push it out yourself. So Chad's a living testament to what's happening today. I think people are waking up. I think people are reading that GameStop is a strong buy. 3 weeks ago, I said GameStop's going to take off this week. I specifically said this week. From this Monday all the way to Friday the 20th, GameStop should be going crazy. It should be going all the way up to $35. I said 34, but I'm getting really bullish right now. And you guys got to know just how great this is. Like, it's going to get better and better and better. I'm going to figure that all out. BIC, and that's short for because I can. I'm still reading into ECP. I had it on yesterday's notes. I'm going to write it down just again today, so it's top of mind. I have a lot of things going on today in life, so dealing with some stuff. But once I get on the other side of this, I'm going to feel very good about what's been happening to me. And I stick to the positives. I stick to the stock. And I try not to get into these shouting matches with the Meltdown and anyone else. But I'm doing the best I can. The question someone just asked, it says, Trudeng asked me, are you going to sell? Hold on. Let me see. I just got to do some math really quick, dudes. I'm sorry. Let's go to the brokerage account. Can we do that? Let's go to there. Let's go. What's the price of the stock? $30? Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and transfer some money here. Let's go from my personal account to the brokerage account. We're going to transfer $31, right? Okay. So I'm going to submit. Boom. That money goes live instantly. Oh, hey, my brokerage account's up to $28,000. What do you know? I'm okay. Let's see. It's $30.64. But because I have extra money in there today, I'm going to buy dollars. I'll buy $32. $32.10. I have some money in there. At $30.60. So then I showed the buy order, right? It buys. And then I go to activity for today at $30.55. I screenshot it. Perfect. And now I go to the Discord. Okay. Remember, you're asking me if I'm going to sell, right? Okay, cool. So then I go to the Discord and then I paste and copy and I post. And then I come here to the internet. This is how technology works. You saw me on my phone. And then you're going to go here. Check this out. This is amazing, guys. Then you go here. And then you're going to magically see my buy order right here. And you're going to open it. We can open it in the browser, I believe, and it gets even bigger. Look at this. So, yeah, 83% on my cell phone, sure. But when you go in here, you're going to see that I bought for $30.55. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Does it look like I'm going to sell? Or does it look like I'm going to keep buying? What does it look like to you? This is ridiculous. Am I going to sell? Bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's not possible for me to sell. Like my fingers don't work that way. They're not cold. Look at that. I'm warm. Yep. Make a fire? That's a fire. Any of you men sleep with your wedding ring on? Do your hands ever get like swollen? Like my fingers get swollen at night. I try to tell my wife, it's like, baby, no one's going to see me while I'm sleeping and dreaming. I got to take it off, but I'm not allowed to. I'm joking. Can I take it off and put it next to the bed? Man, I'm telling you. Anyway, shout out to you guys. Holy hell. Gabe, thank you for the 10 free memberships for the channel. Donko, thank you for the 20, man. Oh, man, it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel the way you guys do. I couldn't do this without the bulk of everyone who shows up every day. I'm just going to tell you, yes, you guys all have the information. You guys all see it on the screen. And like I said, Jim Cramer, he agrees GameStop's not that bad. But you know it's better than that? Michael Packer. Michael Packer agrees GameStop's going to make a profit. How, Michael? This company's never going to be profitable. Well, Ryan Cohen's a failure. This company's just not. It's a dying business model, you know. It's just dying. They have no ambition. They have no direction. And Ryan doesn't know what he's doing. He's a complete idiot. Yes, all these billions of dollars. They don't even know where to go. Capital allocation is going to go to the negative. They're going to have a cash burn. And then he's doing all this just to sell. Thanks, Michael. How's that profit coming along? Look at this, by the way, guys. We're going to look at these charts in a minute. Oh, my goodness. You guys feel like drawing today? Here's GameStop just pushing. Oh, it's there, guys. The volume's there. The volume's there. You already have 4 million shares traded back and forth. That's 1% of the float. 1% of the float in the first, 30 minutes? This is amazing. I love this. Hey, guys, this is great. Okay, so watch this. Let's go to 30 minutes. Do you see how big it is? You see how big it is? See how big this movement is right here? This is phenomenal. Just up and to the right. Hey, Tony. Didn't it sound great? Look at it. I could literally, Marantz, you just can't draw lines. Look at this. I could. The hell I can't. There it is. Same trend from yesterday. So you mean to tell me we're going to end today at around $30.42? Okay. We'll find out. Let's find out together. Me personally, oh, this is great. Watch this. Let's get rid of that line. Let's just get rid of that line. Okay, we'll be back. We'll be back, line. Let's go to the 1 hour. How you doing, 1 hour? Way down here, 25? Nah, we're beating that. Let's go to the daily. That's what, oh, yeah. Look at this step up. Look at, Marantz, how'd you know? How did you know this was the week that we were going to break out? Oh, no, man. I just got really lucky in life. Remember when I told you we gap up so hard? Like we break out of these burritos. Look at this. So you literally had this timeline here to gap out, and we did it. We approached it yesterday. We made that resistance our support, and there you go. Now we're above it, and I don't see us coming below it. I just feel we're going to keep going. If you really want to get crazy, go to the weekly. On the weekly charts, I don't even have to do that way. I can do it all the way from over here. You can follow the trend that was here, that made it all the way down, but then go up a little bit. You're still here, and the reason why I come here is because that support that's coming from the bottom has not stopped. That support that comes from the bottom, and I told you we're going to break out early, and I said that last night. If you guys watched last night, it was awesome. I was like, oh, yeah. And shout out to the guys in Canada who told me that they couldn't watch for whatever reason. But that's where we're at for the $9. Boom, from way back here, back in the day when it was $2 a share. You're looking at some real support. You're looking at a breakthrough. You had all this top line pressure. Even if you were to come up here and say, "Oh, it's way up here, guys," it wouldn't matter where you guys see it. Where you guys think the roof, right? The roof's at $80 a share, $60 a share. Well, I'll tell you where it's not. Is where it's really going to break out. It's going to break out somewhere in here, and somewhere in here, and I can even draw it. I can show you. Watch this. It's going to break out. It always breaks out early, certainly for me. It's going to break out somewhere around, I'd say, about here in the triangle. And it's just going to go way up here. And that's what it's going to do. You're just going to see a rocket. You're going to see it all. And I couldn't be more happy. And I don't care how bad my rocket is. Oh, look at this. I got to, let me delete that. There we go. So there's how I see GameStop going. I could change this color to green. But that's where GameStop's going. It's going to happen right around here. This will be March time frame. And I might even leave that one up there for you guys. It's just what the Dorito tells me. I let it tell it to me. I let it talk to me. But I'm going to leave that up there. We're going to step out of the zone. We're going to be up. You guys are going to see $100 a share. And for the guy who asked me, are we seeing 100? Or are you absolutely going to see $100 a share on GameStop? Look at this already. Already forming the cup. You'll have a handle here out at 31. We'll step up into this zone. This is going to be walking up the ladder here, babe. We're going to be fine today. It's going to be a great day. So I hope you guys are paying attention. I wonder how much you guys are up. You know, everyone else. Marantz finally, GameStop. Yep. Canuck. Is that how it's working, Rocco? Is holding the candy cons. That's so cool. They're holding the candy con controllers in Canada. Pick me up a sweet purple transport one. This is encouraging that they're stocking them before the holidays. Yep. Sup, Citadel. No one cares about Kenny G here. Oh, yeah. What is he saying? Did somebody say something about Ken Griffin? Oh, yeah. No way. Nobody cares. No, although I did say it last night. I go, man, you guys think $1 billion is a lot? You guys are over here, $1 billion, man, $1 billion. Blah, blah, blah. And I go, yeah, well, Ken Griffin's worth 30 times that. Like, we know. From what I've learned, if a company is running the same as GME, it's a hedge. There you go. There you go. I think that's pretty much, that's accurate as hell. That's accurate as hell. And if anybody wants to like talk against that, come on down. I'm just a small fry, but still up over 30% today. Barthberger, you and I, where everybody's small, you know? You have 2 new German friends. Let's go get the moon together. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Do your thing. You know, we love Germany. We do. Germany has been so good to us in this channel for so long. The VIX is up, guys. VIX is up 3%. Go figure. There's volatility in these markets. Just think, GameStop's popping and the SPY is dropping. So complete opposite. This is the inverse of what GameStop looks like, and that's just great, huh? Aren't we in the upside down? We're in a different world. Yeah, it's a whole new world. We know. Bitcoin all the way up to 108 right now. Just hit 108 all-time highs. Just right now, 108, looking crazy talk, but it's still in that range of the 108.4, 108 pit flat. And you have to be all-time highs. You have to have some type of collateral towards GameStop. The collateral's not against AMC, so please spare me with that one. I'm not going to take this one off the screen today. I mean, what the hell are we doing today, guys? The 2-minute chart? I'll do a 2-minute chart if I have to. Look at this. Oh, gorgeous. This is great. Just watch it. Watch it happen. Watch it happen. Tony can't draw lines, but that mother ever knows how to. Okay. Thank you. So sexy is the chart. Absolutely. Back to work for me. Have a good time, millionaires. Who's going to work, bro? I'm not going to work. What's your price target today? 30. Oh, what's my price target today? Good question. My price target today is, it opened at 29.64 this morning, so I'm looking for 29.65 today. One more penny than the open. Our previous close was 29.44. So 29.45. Excuse me. I'm looking for $29.45. One more penny than yesterday. That's what I'm looking for, babe. Don't worry about me. You shouldn't ask me what I'm looking for. Don't ask what your company can do for you. Ask what you can do for your company. Oh my God, look at it. Oh! Okay. Look at this, guys. Your boy. So I'm sitting there with my back against the fence, wondering if I have any sense. Girl, I have sense. I actually have a lot of sense. I'm up over almost $6,000 in the position itself. I'm at $28,000 plus in GameStop. That money's going to my bottom pocket, my best bottom down. You know, I am not live on TikTok. Why are we not live on TikTok? All you bag holders out there, well, goodness gracious, you guys are great. Hey, where are they? Have you ever heard? There was a song growing up. It was called like "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone?" Where have all the cowboys? I used to say it because I think that's the words. I don't know, but that's what I'm asking because my Dallas Cowboys suck. But whatever, I'm down with it. Apparently, they have a way of getting to the playoffs that I don't know about. Okay. Shout out to my employees who bought me this shirt. My employees bought me this shirt that I'm wearing, and it says, I'm a proud boss of freaking awesome employees. And then it says, yes, my favorite gave me this shirt. I don't have a favorite, but yeah, they bought me the shirt. They really did. They're fun. They're fun. What can I do? Hey guys, look at this. Ooh, God. Okay, so we're back to seeing that. Yeah, I'm up about $28,000. I don't know what I'm going to do with my $28,000 yet. From what I do know, the housing market's going to come crashing down. I should buy another house, but not with that money. We live in the UK friendly time. Endgame, yes, we are. I wake up early for you guys on days like this. Believe it or not, these are my days off. And on my days off, I do more work than I do when I'm working. My buddy sold his Bitcoin and dumped it all into NVIDIA a week before Bitcoin started skyrocketing. I've been telling him about GameStop, and he gave up after he called me crazy. Yeah, hey, Carter, thanks for driving. Drive safe, brother, and I'm happy you're here. Sergio, there are people that get things wrong. There are people that get moments wrong, and you're just not one of them, brother. All right? So when you're explaining yourself to your buddy, and he's a Bitcoin groupie, and he lost all his shit, and then he went to NVIDIA trying to chase all the top brands and names that the public puts out in front of you, yeah, you deserve what happens to you. You can't save them all right? They're not Pokemon. You can't catch them all right? They're just a bunch of dudes that don't believe in you. When someone doesn't believe in you and what you have to say about this position and where it's going, that's on them. It's got nothing to do with your conviction or the way that you actually give out the message. I remember when I first started YouTube, the biggest following I ever had from people was that they would say, Marantz, we watch your channel because you know how to explain things. And I'm like, no, don't do that. And don't say, hey, I'm going to bring someone over here so they can hear it from you. No, you need to learn how to explain things. Do you know that if you're a poor test taker, if you're a terrible interviewee, like you got to practice. Look in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Go in there and salute and get your eye level right. Get your eyebrow right. Get your fingers right. Get your hand right. Get your movements right. Talk to yourself. This is how GameStop works. You guys think that I just debate for fun? Like, oh, Marantz, he's going to debate anybody. Bring him over. Yeah, no. I got to practice. I sit there and I'm like, 0. This is how I talk in real life. And my wife is a damn, she's a saint because she deals with me. And good morning, sir. Here's $5 for coffee. Thank you for being here. You know, I don't drink coffee, they buy it for me, but I don't really drink it. All right, so check this out, dudes. 2 lives in 24 hours. Bro, we'll do 5 lives if we have to. But just listen. When you think about GameStop, like think about that. I've practiced this to myself. Driving to the truck, I'm like this. Oh, all right, bros. The next guy who comes at me, I'm going to tell him just like this. The answer is 0. Before I ever ask you a question, I'm already giving you the answer. The answer is 0. How much cash burn does GameStop have annually? What are the chances that GameStop is going to go bankrupt? What are the chances Ryan Cohen's going to rug pull you as an investor and take the money and run? What are the chances that Marantz Rantz is going to sell a share? What are the chances you have of beating Marantz in a debate, interview, anything you want to do? You have the answers. Look at this. Practice this shit. Just talk to yourself. Say some crazy stuff. Because crazy stuff's about to happen. Practice it. Okay, here. Anybody single here? Anybody single? You won't be for long. Let me tell you. Oh, he owns GameStop. Hey, bro, that guy owns GameStop. Don't worry. If you're single, practice it. Hey, babe, how you doing? No, what do you do for a living? That's what I do. You couldn't ask me what I do. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm single. Don't tell the world. Don't tell the chat. Half you dudes single probably own AMC. Probably were sitting there watching the wrong YouTubers. It won't be just GME that squeezes. It will be every manipulated stock in Citadel's portfolio. Hey, Matthew Kohler, say that shit to somebody else, bro. Say that shit to somebody else. Matthew Kohler, you are so disconnected from what's really happening here. This is why you're going to get the timeout right now, okay? You get a minute timeout. Just you're probably your first time here, okay? This has nothing to do with Citadel. Is that fair? You guys keep pushing out names that they put in front of you. And I say they, the media. Who owns the media? Private equity. The names that you never say are the ones that are making you get this information that you're pushing out in front of people. This has nothing to do with Citadel. And I've been saying this for how many years? 4 years? Come on down. Come on down and learn a little bit about the markets. Learn a little bit about this whole world called private equity. This is the influence. These are the vultures of your capitalism. These are the companies and the men. Let me tell you something, okay? The billionaires out there, The multiple billionaires that no one wants to name. In the private equity world, there used to be 2 billionaires. Now there's 30. In the span of 20 years, 30 billionaires. They're all doing the same game. It's rinse and repeat. It's bankrupt America and make profits doing it. That's the issue here. Citadel, yes, they do. They do payment for order flow. They buy the order flow. They manipulate trades. They front run the trades. They do all of it. The spoofing. Yeah, guys, market maker. Ooh, that's not the issue. You guys are worried about market makers? Go put your money in a different brokerage. Go make sure you're making proper trades and buy and hold. That's manipulation for day traders. But guess what? They're in a world that's manipulated. Sports betting, same thing. Gamblers. Gamblers are pissed off at them. Can't beat the house. Okay. The real issue? Who is driving these companies into bankruptcy? Why are retail companies overstretching their balance sheet? Why are they leveraged? Why are they doing LBOs, leverage buyouts? This has been happening for 40 years in America, and you want to talk about it today as if it's a market-making issue. It's a stock trade issue. It is not a stock trade issue. They're making bets on these stocks. Absolutely, they're making bets. But why are they making bets? Because they know a sure thing. They have insider info. They're manipulating these outcomes. Don't worry, I've already proven it. You should watch more. You should watch more videos, and you should watch Connect the Dots. Straight up. Google it. Connect the Dots, Marantz Rantz. 80-part series. 80 parts, dudes. After you watch part 3, come back in here and be like, oh my God. Then go and watch the other 77 and be like, yep, we got it right. Thank you. Kids are confused with 30. It will be fun when the baby goes to 300 and 3,000. Arvind, I'm going to be here, bro. I'm going to be here. There's not a single share that I would sell at 30. I'll keep buying at 30. I'll keep buying at 50. I'll keep buying at 100. I'm telling you now, you guys are not understanding. Got a buddy. Says, Marantz, explain it to me. Explain to me why you're this way about GameStop. I said, why are you not? Better than me explaining to you why I am, explain to me why you believe me on every walk of life. You believe me on how to raise kids or how to run your family, how to, have integrity, serve your country, have a YouTube channel, give them the best info, the best entertainment in your life. You believe me on so many aspects, right? Prayer, God, wife, life, everything. Or maybe you don't. Got it all right. We're okay. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect, but I live a good life and a respectful one. Law-abiding citizen. Never been arrested a day in my life. Hold up. You believe me on everything? But you don't believe me on GameStop? Get the hell out of here. Don't ask me. Don't ask me what's my favorite restaurant then. Don't ask me my opinion. I'm just telling you, all you GameStop haters. Don't ask me, or all you debaters. You guys want to know what's going on. Don't ask me. Marantz, what's going to happen? Who do you think is going to win the playoffs? GameStop. Marantz, who do you think is going to win the Heisman and be voted this? GameStop. You mean to tell me a running back runs for 2,400 yards, 2,497, 344 carries, 29 touchdowns, leads his team to the playoffs, the college football playoffs, and he doesn't even sniff it. He doesn't even get the Heisman. Nope, most popular guy does. The guy the media pushes out in front of you. That's who gets the Heisman. That's what I'm talking about. Media can manipulate all outcomes. They can. But it takes people to start being the media themselves. At some point, you have to be the news, people. At some point, you got to wake up, push record, and get in front of the camera. Shout out to Carter's Corner Pocket and Dynamite_41. 2 YouTubers that I watch. So you guys were bringing up in the Discord the options plays of one young man, Tetron Invest. Okay. I'll touch on Tetron Invest just so you guys are clear and want to know what's going on with his approach to the markets. Okay. Tetron is an educated young man. Tetron is well-versed in markets, or trying to be. He's trying to get better at it. Roaring Kitty has mad influence on people. He really does. People are trying to emulate, mimic, and see what he sees and how he does it. The unfortunate part, people aren't understanding that Roaring Kitty is a genius. He is a once in a lifetime, once in the world, whatever you can imagine, that's Roaring Kitty. So when people try to emulate his trade style and try to speak on it and do it, it's fine. That's their prerogative if it's their dream to be that. But Tetron's never said one ill word of this channel, this direction, the info we push out. I would tell you he takes this info from here and interprets it the best way he can to make a choice decision for himself. How can I frown upon a guy who supports GameStop, or knowingly, openly supports GameStop, and myself, and the channel? I can't. I can't frown upon him. What I can say is he's going to make his decisions with his money, just like any of you would. You do what you guys want. You're probably not going to be on the plus side of it. You're probably going to lose on that side of it. But that's not my decision to make. I'm not in charge of you and your money. There's people in here who do plenty of options. I know my man Ruben, who's been my right-hand man for 4 years on this channel, he messes around in futures. And I looked at him and go, what are you doing in futures? Like, what is it? I don't even understand it. I don't even understand it or choose to. I study companies. I study retail. I study the things I understand and I want to buy and I want to learn. Like, I've wanted to learn it so much that I really dig deep into it. So that's me. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. You can't frown on a young man for trying to do what he's going to do. Let me tell you something. There's tuition involved. And I'm not talking about college money. I'm talking about tuition. It's the price to play. The price and the value that it costs. What does it cost you to learn these valuable lessons in life? That's what it is. Someone's 23, 24, 25. They're going to learn. They're going to learn and be like, you know what, man? All that money that I didn't make, I could have done this way. Or they're going to make money and they're going to be like, you know what? We won on that trade. It's for every one winner, there's 10,000 losers when it comes to day trading. So, or even swing trading or momentum trading, whatever they want to call it. Because you got to just lose once. You lose once, it's all done. That's what it comes out to. So, good luck. Good luck to him in the way he wants to do it. But for me personally, it's not for me. Yeah. The guy that's played both sides of the ball like nobody before. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Roaring Kitty's different, guys. Roaring Kitty's very different. People are just trying to figure out how he went from his 200,000 share position to 9 million shares. And they're trying to figure it out. But if you understand what he does, he really gets aggressive when it's time to get aggressive. And he knows when the moments are. He understands the cycle. That's just the nature of it. Me personally, I think I understand the cycle. I don't have the resources to go pounce on it, but I knew that this stock was going to go up this week. I said it. I said everybody should get in before the 20th. And how are we looking today? Is it much better than that? I think so. I said it weeks before earnings. I said I don't think it's going to go up during earnings per se. I don't think it's really going to have a drop either. I just said it's going to go side until the week before, or the week after, I should say, but the week before the 20th, and all the way up until the 20th. I think the 20th, the day, 3 days from today, I think that the stock is going to have an amazing amount of volume. I think it's going to be able to push past 34 if we're not going to be there already. So that's where I see GameStop. Those are my price targets for it. And if I'm wrong, show me. I really want to see it. Short sellers, I don't think the stock's not as short as it once was. And that's being reported at least. 32 million shares short, still a lot of shares, still a lot. But you can swap out your risk all you want. Okay? I'm just going to tell you guys. The idea or the theory is that they swapped out the risk on GameStop and they moved it over, and they swapped it out via ETFs and they moved it over to other sectors or other countries or other markets and carry trades, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because you can swap out risk, you just can't eliminate it. So as the world keeps crumbling and things keep falling down, you never know what's the trigger for what eventually will be a rocket to GameStop. And we're here. We're at $30 a share. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We're at $30 a share fundamentally. I know it's hard to understand for some people. No, metrics and measurables might not match up to what traditionally they view as value. And I'm saying they, any analyst out here on YouTube apparently, or Twitter. But the way you look at metrics and the way you look at value is based off of you're willing to hold something, and it has value based off of what someone will give you for it. You think Bitcoin's worth 108,000? What the hell is it? And I mean, what the hell is it? As in, it's not tangible. You can't go and do anything with it other than this is what it is, and it's worth something. It's worth what? Cash. So it's in a cycle right now. You're in these cycles for Bitcoin that eventually get corrected on down to 40,000, 50,000. Mark my words. This thing at 108 will come down. It'll come down fast, and it's a simple like an accordion. That's it. If you can move with it, you move with it. Me personally, I gotta sleep at night. Okay, even for the little 4 hours I sleep. But you're looking at a $30 wall that we're sitting on, and this is where the rocket starts. The rocket starts here at these levels. So yeah, we're pushing past. Yeah, we got to push up to 31, 32. The roof is still caving in, right? But once you break past it, guys, there's no hanging on to this. There's no holding you back. And all it's going to take is volume. And volume at 30 is nothing. I already told you guys the amount of money that moves in this market per day, you can't even fathom. So when they tell you, oh, it can't have these market caps or it can't move at these levels, no. $200 billion swings through NVIDIA in any given day. I've seen Apple and Google have corrections of over $100 billion. Like, those are whole-ass companies that their market caps are swinging. So the amount of liquidity in this market is proving itself. It's the champion of it. So we should have an uptick here. I see, if you guys are seeing what's happening here, it's consolidating. I know the blocks look big on the chart, but if we condense them down and make them look tighter, okay? And as you stretch out from here, you're going to do this. You're going to have, remember this, I always show you guys this stuff, man. So you're going to have a huge rip up. Then when you're up here, you're going to have the huge rip down, all the way down. So, but not as big, right? Tighter. It gets tighter. It gets a little tighter. 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 And as it gets tighter and it gets too tight, then it breaks to the top side. So that's what you see right now on this, and we'll watch it together. And you guys can probably think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm not crazy. But it'll get tight. It'll consolidate somewhere in here, and by this afternoon, by sour hour, 11 o'clock, maybe power hour, it's going to go crazy. But we still have a lot of hours to go on this market. It'll happen before then, too. I'm watching it right now. So we have plenty of move to go. If you guys don't know about the final move that happened in the last 20 minutes of yesterday, we were sitting at around $28 flat. So from 28 all the way up to 31, $3, 10% move. For that to happen, no news, no catalyst, nothing. People need to know why it's going, and it's just pure supply and demand. And there's no supply. Guys, I'm sorry, there's no supply. There's no supply at the dollar amounts you think there is. Like this one over here, United Healthcare, is it United Health? Not Universal. I'm going to have to type it all in. United Health Group. Okay, UNH. So this stock right here, this was the one that was confusing for me because the amount of volume to move it and keep moving it down and down and down, the average volume per day for the last 3 months has been 4 million shares. It already has 3 million today. So they're literally moving it down. This is a stock that does not move at all. And look at how far down it's come. And it's going to keep falling to the ground with no volume. This is what this means. They're actively shorting it based off of the news that the CEO got assassinated. But you're going to keep coming all the way down. You're going to get something cheap. There's dividends involved here. There's earnings that'll come out. There's a transition. There's a pivot. But everyone buying in. I'm telling you now, everyone buying in the $400 price range. Look at that. You've brought it all the way down to 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average on the weekly. You're touching it right now. So this should have a rebound here at around, well, it won't show it to me right there. So around 472, 470, 478. So it still has about $10 more to fall down, but it's going to bounce. It's fallen before. This was during COVID, and it recovered right back. But this is a company that's been up and to the right for decades. 4 decades, up and to the right. Look at this. From 2008, the actual financial crisis. So when it crashed during financial crisis, up and to the right. What did you see here? You saw Dorito, but the backwards of it. Look at this. Down, up, down. Crazy drops, right? Up, drop. Up, and that's going to be the dot-com bubble. That's it. That's all I felt during the dot-com bubble. Just that. And that's financial crisis. What the hell do you think is about to happen today? How crazy is it about to get? Because, I mean, you don't have support all the way down until about $200. This is great. This is good stuff to see. So somebody knows something after someone gets assassinated. That's terrible. But I'm paying attention. Another one I like is Peloton. You guys know this. The rebound, moving back up. I loved Peloton, what they're doing. I could see it happening based off the balance sheet that I was reading. I told you way down here when it was $2 and $4. I said this is something that I believe in. Doesn't mean that I believe in the company forever. I just believe that the fundamentals supported a better price target than what they had. That's what I believed. And I'm still there. So good job. Beyond, terrible company, terrible investments. This is a bankrupt bullshit. If you guys don't know about Beyond, this is Overstock. And they deserve to be worth nothing. They deserve to get bankrupt. The market cap is $230 million. To give you an example, they gave $40 million to Container Store. Container Store is going to file for bankruptcy right now. These guys are going to file for bankruptcy next. Because to be worth $230 million and you gave up 1/5 of that to a dying company, you deserve what's coming to you. So, yeah, Beyond is terrible. And I've seen people promote this stuff to people and buy it. There's Container Store all the way to the ground. Do not touch this damn thing. Stay away. Walgreens, same thing. Garbage. Fell all the way down. Macy's fell all the way down. These are all stores part of the retail apocalypse. So, I stay out of it. But back to my baby. My baby back. Look at this. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Oh, I can't wait. We broke out of the zone and we're not coming back. We're not coming back. All right, let me erase all this because it's going to happen. Everything I drew is going to happen, guys. Okay? Delete all. Boom. Thank you. So it's going to happen right now. It's going to condense, consolidate, boom, 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 drop, drop, drop. We'll see if it bounces right here, and we'll keep it going. Let me get to the chat with you guys today. Let me hang out with you for a little bit. Might even open up the Discord to talk to you. So it is early morning right now. It's 7:30. Hopefully my wife and the kids are awake. I got to check on them, make sure they're up and ready for school. So let me go get the family up. Hopefully they can wake up. If they hear me, they're waking up, right? I'm going to let you guys wake up, and I'm going to play a song, and hopefully you guys wake up to it, and I'll be right back. Oh, man, which one do I feel like listening to, guys? Oh, easy song, right? Yeah. No, not the Kokomo. I don't feel like listening to that. At the Kokomo. It's actually really sweet and smooth, and it's a good song, but not for me this morning. What kind of song do I want to listen to this morning? Is it, Burning Up? Nah, not Madonna, Burning Up? Nah. Oh, this one's for Stacks. My boy Stacks. Hey, Stacks for you, bro, okay? Because I saw GameStop hit $14 billion worth of market cap right now with this move. And $14 billion is so close to where I want to be. Remember, this back in the day would have got you into the S&P 500, but this is all natural movement. This is not pumps and dumps, and these are buy-ins for corrections of index funds, mutual funds, ETFs. They all have an allotment of shares that they need to have, and the fact that GameStop's market cap keeps increasing, that then forces them to buy more. It's a cycle that's never going to end. And if you hang on long enough and you do it for long enough, you will see pinnacles that other companies can't attain. The reason we're at this level, the reason we're at these heights on GameStop is because GameStop is in a unique position. GameStop is a company and investment that you can make that is not in the S&P 500. They have not deployed all of the catalysts that could fall into your hands as an investor. We call that runway or tread on the tires, right? The upside of the stock. What are you buying in? What are you pricing in? In your model of giving value, you could buy Nvidia, you could buy Apple, you could buy other top tier brands of equities. The issue is all of them are already at the top of what they do. I'm not saying that the price can't go up. I'm telling you that the percentage of increase is not the same. It's a dilutive factor. GameStop is still a growing company. Yes, they offer shares, and yes, they put money into the coffers. But this is a stock that was traditionally at $10 a share just 6 months ago. Like, guys, I'm telling you, GameStop was $9 a share 7-8 months ago. It's now 3 times that, almost 4 times. So it's already gone up 200 to 300% this given year. We saw the writing on the wall. What people are not telling you is that the $14 billion, and I'm going to go do this math really quick. I don't have, my phone is live on TikTok, so I got to do it over here. So 14, 100, boom, boom, 71 goes into there 2 times. So you're looking at the equivalent on price. On price, I know this tells you, wow, is that real? Man, that can't be real. 14 billion previous. Man, hey, TikTok, take a break. I got to do this with my phone. I gotta do some math really quick. TikTok. I'll be right back. Okay. So, 14 billion. Yeah. Okay. It wasn't right. I'm good. So 14 billion is the number I'm looking at. I'm gonna divide that by 306 million. Okay. The previous float of GameStop. That means our shares right now are trading at $45.75. Is that right? Oh, the equivalent. So the equivalent, okay, what you see right now at $30, $31, is the equivalent of what you would have saw before they raised all their capital of $45.75. That's how high this conversion is right now. And pre-split, that would have been times 4. You're looking at, 183. So right now, GameStop's trading at pre-conversion, all the all the shares they offered. I got to do this really quick. Sorry, guys. I was posting up. So that's pretty crazy when I think about it. The GameStop's right now trading at the equivalent, and I don't think people know this part, of $45 a share of where it was before they offered, the additional shares to people. That's how you create value. They've created value. And when people say, hey, I wonder how it's ever going to get to 2,000, it's way up there. TikTok is not trash, bro. Will you stop this? I'm over there. If TikTok's trash, you're saying I'm trash. Can I tell you something about TikTok? I don't care what companies and all this stuff. I'm telling you. I'm over there. I got to sneeze. Oh. I felt it coming on. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I enjoy TikTok, bro. Yeah, thank you so much for saying bless you. Thank you. So what I'm trying to tell you is that's the battle, the leverage of the battle. $40 is the leverage of the battle right now. So, $45 actually. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool for me. The top 4 stocks for the market movers today are Broadcom, okay, ARM, Marvel, and Affirm. Well, 2 of those are NVIDIA plays, ARM and Marvel, or Marvel's in the same sector. So when they say the top movers, guys, they don't mean in the right direction. Let's go look at them all. AVGO, Broadcom. Board of directors on Broadcom is pretty interesting if you ask me. This company's dropping, so that's what makes it a top mover. 27 million volume already. Marvel. Do you don't know about Marvel Technology? It's not the same thing. Wow, I wonder why they all move the same, huh? It's pretty crappy. What was the other one I said? We're going to do Affirm Holdings. Not looking good. Moving down. Right there, right out the gate. Man, What's going on here? Why are they naming me some nonsense? And the last one's ARM Holdings, NVIDIA Holdings. ARM, which shouldn't be worth anything. Oh, yeah, all moving the same, which is crazy. But they're movers, but it doesn't mean that the volume's there. The volume's not there for what it is. I'm I'm GameStop. I don't know if you noticed. Look at that. Oh God, look at this. This is beautiful, guys. So you're able to go ahead. You can take it from 29.40, which is fine. Nah, we're gonna go from here. We're gonna make it a little bit more, just a little bit more trendy. Touch. If you think you can keep this pace all afternoon, I'd love to see it. I would love to see that trend line, because that means we're going to end up somewhere over here and somewhere over here. Look at that. Throughout the day, do you know where it would be? $34, 35. Man, it'd be $35 today if we could keep this. But I don't think it can. The volume kind of drops off a little bit. You're at 8 million shares right now. So let's just keep seeing it. Let's keep seeing it for what it is. But we came down to the 50-day moving average. We touched, boom, and we bounced right off of that. So that's not bad. But true support's way down here at $30 a share. I like it. I like it a lot. We'll see. We'll see if they can attack, if they can hit it. We have plenty of time to look at it. So I'm not mad at it. I didn't think it'll happen. There we go. We have traded the same volume this morning. The GME traded for the entire day yesterday. Yeah, we did in the first hour. So it makes sense because everybody knows what I know, or they should know. You don't know? You don't know? We're going up. Trump has said yesterday he loves TikTok. Oh, I know. I know what he said. And we'll leave it there. He said Barron loves it. Today's live stream is happening because of you, Michael Vanetti. Yes. If it makes money in America, they will never ban it. Correct. Hey, Marantz, you're a Marantz Rantz fan? So I'm going to call you BC, but can I just call you Derek, dude? I don't know. I know who it is. But today's stream is happening because of this man. He hit me with a goal for the Super Chat yesterday. It was crazy what he did. So I just say thank you. That's it. And thanks again for everything you do, sir. But here we go. Yep. And no, I wasn't going to do it anyway. The money doesn't matter. I'm going to stream anyway. It doesn't matter. 240 million creators make money on TikTok. Wow. There's got to be a lot that do. I don't know if it's 240, but there's a lot for sure. Yep, Trump will bring back TikTok. You can always sideload it with Android. Not only that, but the thing is, he won an election because of it. My opinion, the Trump administration did the right thing. They went out and they attacked the youth vote, the male youth vote, and they did it via social media. They went to Joe Rogan. They went to other podcasts where they were front of Aiden Ross. They went front and center into the youth and said, here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm hanging out. And if you can connect and you can do it that way, there's no disconnect from what the other guys are doing. Frank is here, guys. Hey, Frank, how you doing, sir? Good morning, family. Yes, Frank's good-ass dude. Frank's been around. Appreciate Frank. He was on episode number 2, Frank was, for the street interviews on GameStop. You guys should watch that. There's a playlist on the channel for the GameStop street interviews. We've done 5 now, working on number 6 already. My wife and I were brainstorming over it. I plan on doing what I plan on doing for the kids is ripping cards, letting them open the packs themselves, because I think there's a joy in that. The joy is in the unknown. Hey, rip open this pack. You can have the pack, but you got to open it in front of me. And I'm just going to have a bunch of Pokemon cards. A bunch of Pokemon, maybe even sports cards for the adults, whatever we're doing. But I think I'm going to go that route. And then we're going to do, of course, we're going to do GameStop gift cards. I'm probably going to put together something where I buy about $1,000 worth of stuff from GameStop. I'm figuring it out, how we're going to do it. It's like I said, there's some tough times coming up. It's taxes again, and that's a bitch. People don't know about my city. I'll tell you something that's crazy. You guys want to know something crazy? Hey, be careful. Be careful about how you buy a house. And can I tell you my experience, and then you guys can just play it out the way you want to. My wife and I, we bought our home. We qualified. We did all the good stuff. and we got our money together, and we were responsible about it. We bought something that we could afford, and yet we still knew the value of it. Well, fast forward 3 years later. 3 years later, and my mortgage has increased $700. $700. And you ask yourself, how? I'm not on an ARM. I'm not an adjustable rate mortgage. I'm on a fixed 30 year. And how does that happen? I'll explain. In the state of California, you have taxes, right? But not only do you have property tax for your city, additionally, the home insurance in California has gone up triple. I used to pay $1,200 a year for home insurance. I now pay $2,700, if not $2,900. I got to go check it again. So almost 3x on home insurance. Then here's the kicker. My home, we got something in the mail and it said, hey, by the way, we're rezoning your neighborhood to the neighboring city. We're now going to be considered La Quinta. And I said, wait a minute. La Quinta's higher taxes. They said, yes, La Quinta is higher taxes. And I said, well, what the hell? Guys, we're talking about $4,000 more a year. So not only are you paying more taxes and more home insurance, yeah, they're repaving the street. They're slurring, and then they're repaving, and they're putting in sidewalks, fiber optics, and this side, and they're doing other things. I don't care. I just wanted to live. And it's really that difficult. It's very hard. It's hard. It's hard conversations to have with the family and what we're going to do and how we're going to change and maneuver. It doesn't sound like much when you say, you know what? We just got to come up with $350 every 2 weeks. $350 of spending that we would have spent before, we got to put that towards the mortgage. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so you just got to know you might not be able to do this without a partner in California, or you might want to be able to do what's right for you and your family. But these are all decisions you make. So keep grinding. Go to work. Do your best. And have a great attitude. Smash that like button because you're going to need to. You're going to need to because this shit's coming at you. Same for me, Marantz. $700 increase on my mortgage. Yeah, whiskey. Absolutely crazy. HOA, no, I don't have an HOA. So I actually, where we live, they're bigger properties, Kyoto. Like it's bigger, it's better layout. Well, at least I used to think that. Because when I bought in where property taxes were like 2%, 2.5%. Now it's way different. E-Money says, shout out to your wife. What's up, though? Yeah, no, shout out to you, Money. You're the reason why I got these damn shoes. Oh, man, I hope no one's listening. No, he's not listening. You wait till you see little man's Christmas gift. Oh, my God. Oh, man, your boy got him. I hear you. My property tax has gone up 10%. Marantz, which insurance company is it? I want to buy stock. Oh, look, that's funny. I don't remember. I don't remember who does my home insurance. My wife handles the mortgage and the insurance, guys. My wife handles the mortgage. I don't. I just give her money. That's all. I just give her money. Honestly, guys, it's as much as I can give. Here's what I got, babe. Make it happen. But yeah, she's awesome. She's my partner. Yeah, Gavin stays in our pockets, in your pockets. Yeah, man, it's bad. It's bad. What did Money say? Oh, hey, Iso, we don't mute E-Money. Just so that we're clear, everybody, E-Money is someone we don't mute. That is my best friend since I was 7 years old. He knows me. He has my back forever. Isn't that your homie? Yeah, Stacks. It's my brother. He's my brother. It's okay. Almost my brother too. But yeah, just Take it easy. Look at Almost right there saying, "Damn dog, my bad." No, it's all good. He almost forgot. Yeah, no, that's my brother right there. So yeah, you're good. You guys don't know Iso Fortune right there? That is Almo Naster. If you guys remember him formerly, that's his channel. His channel has been taken away, so he had a new update on it. Oh, is GameStop? What is GameStop doing right now? I'm not paying attention. Oh, $30. Oh yeah, we're fine. We're fine. I'm on the 1 minute chart right now. It's holding that line, right? Hey, I better have a huge step out right now, or this line's gonna be deleted. Delete it. Move it. Oh no, the TA's not right. Psh, bro, let me tell you how right my TA is. Hey, anybody know what my mantra is? They made a song about it. Up and to the right. They try to make fun of me by Marantz just said up and to the right. He doesn't know. Yeah. How's that working out for you guys? Everybody who's ever said something to me, bros, I'm asking you, how? Oh, look at this, my boy. There goes my boy Money. He's already texted me. He said, "Bro, your boy put me in the timeout." Yeah, I know. Chill. You're good. He didn't know. So doesn't this look up and to the right to you? Look at this. Up and to the right. You guys tell me. Somebody just tell me. It's just up and to the right. That's what it looks like to me. If I do one of these right here, if I do right here, trending channel from here to here, does that look up and to the right to you? I'm just asking. Hey, doesn't it look like Hulk Hogan pointing to the sky? He's like, yeah, all you little Hulkamaniacs. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. Raw. Yeah, so up and to the right. Looks healthy. I love it. This is nice. Oh, I got to take this phone call, guys. 1 second. Let me put this on. Guys, I apologize. I apologize for being on mute like that with no music or anything. At least you guys can listen to. I I am working on something that's going to change my life, and it's in God's hands. So just bear with me. I got to go talk to my wife. She might have left, but I got to call her. I apologize, guys, but I'll turn on something for you guys to listen to while I'm on the phone. I'm sorry, but this is very. Remember, I told you this is like how important it is. It's that important. Okay, so I'll be right back, and I won't be long. I promise. And I have to call my wife. So, man, I'm so excited. I'm shaking. I'm absolutely shaking. So, let's see what I got here. Well, those are cool. All right, let me. I'll be right back. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to make a video about my investment style, like a high-level overview of my investment style, and that's because I feel like some people might join the live stream expecting excitement or some day trading, hot stock tips or stuff like that, and you're gonna be disappointed because it's not gonna be like that. I'll drop this bomb when you're right at the start. I'm a value investor. And I feel like some of you are rolling your eyes now and laughing at me, you bastards. I'm just kidding. I don't care. It's whatever. I'll just say this. I'm not your traditional value investor. And I jotted down a couple of reasons why. And the first is I'm not in the camp that thinks value's been underperforming. I actually think it's been tremendously successful over the past decade. So I just think it's funny when I see those headlines, is value dead? Is value dead? Is it coming back? And I try to think about why everyone thinks that. And the most obvious reason is just because we all lean on those oversimplified ETFs to measure the style's success. But I mean, that's not a good way to measure a bona fide value approach. It's and part of that is because value is so subjective. It's not so simple that you can just boil it down to a couple of metrics or something like that. So because it's so subjective, it's difficult to measure its success, and I think that's part of the disconnect there. And yeah. Second way I feel I'm different is I'm not building no discounted cash flow models during my stream, during my process. I'm a huge fan of Marantz. Go check out his stuff if you want to learn more about valuation, but it's a waste of my time as part of my process. I'm not saying that's the case for anybody. I'm sure it serves a purpose for other people's needs, and there's other ways to invest besides my own. But for my style, it doesn't make any sense. Part of that is because value is just one factor. I mean, I'm a value guy, right? And that's where I started my development. And I understand the importance of value, but the issue is it's just one factor. And I used to think it was so important, primacy of value, right? And I'd weight it quite heavily. But the truth is, it just matters a lot less than many think. And so, usually the values I'll frequently be leaning on, and you'll see this during the stream, it only takes me a minute or two to calculate. And I think what matters, many people think that it matters like getting an accurate valuation, right? But that's ridiculous. Like, no one cares. Who cares? No one cares if you can accurately value a stock, which is, you can't even get an accurate, precise value, right? That's ridiculous. But even if you somehow successfully, perfectly measured the value of a stock, the market doesn't give a shit. No one cares, right? What matters is incorporating those values into a framework that you can leverage over time to profit, to outperform the market. I mean, that's what matters. So unless you have it's the framework that matters. And within that framework, value is but one factor, right? There's other things that matter too. And so for that reason, I find it's beneficial. Don't waste so much time valuing one particular stock. Just get a general idea as to what that valuation is and do it for as many stocks as you can and as consistently as possible. And then you can tap those and incorporate it more easily, in my opinion. You'll see this. I'm rambling now, but you'll see it during the stream and some other videos and stuff. All right, a third way I'm different. I use technical analysis. Ooh, right? I mean, now even the value folks are shaking their heads at me. But I don't know what to say. The charts do a good job of illustrating the trends, prevailing sentiment, and even the fundamental events that are unfolding, which is frustrating as a fundamentals-focused value investor because I've invested in stock in the past, and then after the fact, I'll look back on the chart. I'm just thinking, damn, all that fundamental research I did, I could have just been tracking the chart. And not always, right? It's not perfect, but the technical analysts know this, and And but it's a good enough shortcut that it should be used. Now, by the same token, right? You have many value folks who are criticizing charts, saying they're following everything. And the technical analysts, they do the same thing. They think the fundamentals folks that they're all crazy for looking at that stuff. And the truth is, I think both sides have a point. And so that's why I'm always I think it's beneficial to use both. That's part of my edge. I feel I'm kind of surprised more people don't. But yeah, you'll see you'll see more in the stream. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm different as a value investor. But there's some additional things that would really be useful for you to know about my approach before you check out the stream. And the first one is that I currently shoot for 50 to 100% annualized returns, which is aggressive, right? And it's so aggressive that I bet that my style, it would not be suitable for many people who might be tuning into the stream. So just a reminder, the live stream and this channel is educational in nature. I just wanted you to see how a legitimate process might look, so you can maybe glean some aspects for yourself, but don't think the way I'm approaching the market and even the stocks I'm investing in would be appropriate for you. I'm always going to say that just to remind you, but it's really important to understand that. But anyway, 50 to 100%, and it's important, like when you're striving for returns like that, at least as an individual investor, it's not, you're not getting that every year, right? It's lumpy returns. There may be years where I don't get to 50%, but there's going to be windfall years. And every once in a while you start to is that windfall year going to come? Or are those years going to come? But they inevitably do. And I think that speaks to the aspect of value, and why part of the reason I think it's going to persist. I mean, it's grounded in human biases, which in turn is grounded in our evolution. I think that's going to sustain for a bit. I know algorithms and robots and stuff. You got to keep an open mind about this, and I'm biased. But anyway, sorry, I'm going off topic again. So lumpy returns, but also I need to take on a lot of risk to achieve returns like that. And so one way I do that is, I'm generally looking for 2 to 4 baggers in a typical market, in 5 to 10 baggers in a bear market. And of course, that means I'm often dealing in shit, right? So I classically speak, I'll probably be better classified as a deep value investor, right? But those are what you need to invest in. So those questionable stocks, the ones that have a lot of hair on it, if you want to achieve outsized returns, at least as an individual investor. If you have other ways to do it as an individual investor, I keep an open mind about this. And so share your thoughts. Most things are not sustainable. Most processes that I come across, doesn't mean I've seen everything, but that's how I go about it. And so I say I use tactical analysis, right? My biggest wins are when the chart looks like shit. That probably goes without saying, but when no one wants to buy it and it looks like it's going bankrupt or it's dead, then you dig in deep. That's when you really dig in deep, and you just need to assess, is this company going bankrupt? Can it survive another year? Because that's when you make the most money. When perceptions go from the company's dead to, oh shit, maybe it's going to survive another year or two, and then boom, 3x, 4x overnight, seemingly. All right, so I'm always on the lookout for attractively priced call options, typically leaps, but I find they're almost always overpriced. And so because of that, I'm really particular about when I buy them. I want a catalyst of a certain type of catalyst, a business event or something. But really, my favorite time to buy them is when the market's tanking, right? That probably goes without saying. It's the best time to buy just about anything, right? But during those times, if you're keeping your eyes peeled, like 10 to 20 baggers on the options, not uncommon at all. I try to shoot for 50 baggers. What happens is, and you saw this a couple months ago, liquidity dries up quite a bit. And if you're looking at a few months, almost forget about it. You kind of make the market. But they're out there. You need to keep your eyes peeled. My holding period, I don't know how helpful this is for people. It ranges from 3 to 24 months. Is that helpful for anybody? The point I'm just trying to convey there is that I'm not a day trader. I may sell out after a month just because I got lucky. Sometimes I'll hold for a couple of years. Sometimes that's how long it takes a thesis to unfold. But I'm not a buy and hold investor. I'm not holding for 5-10 years or forever. But it's not my style. Historically, I've run a pretty concentrated portfolio, like 10 to 25 stocks, maybe 35 stocks, I forget. But this year it ballooned to over 100, over 150. I think I even got over 150 right now, which is ridiculous, right, for an individual investor. It was for diversification reasons. I tend to diversify more during like crises and stuff like that. And this was an extreme case. And it's probably just temporary. I'm probably going to go back. But I'll be honest, I'm always tinkering with my approach and trying new things. And there's definitely some aspects I like about having so many stocks in the portfolio. But obviously it gets unwieldy, right? Following so many stocks, but we'll see. But it will probably come down. It's perfect for this stream though, because now you get to see a whole bunch of stocks that I may have invested in. So that's great. I occasionally short stocks. It's becoming a bigger part of my process. I'm trying to incorporate it more and more, but I still focus mostly on the long side. That's definitely because that's how you get the two to four baggers and so forth. But you'll see me short. Sometimes it's just because I'm bored. Yeah, I try to short. It's the timing of it is so difficult, as everyone knows, right? But we'll see how much I do it during the stream. And then at this point in my career, a big part of my process is just feel like I can't really boil it down to strict buy and sell criteria. And believe me, I tried. I mean, I feel like all value investors try to do this checklist and everything like that. But for me personally, it feels like it impedes my education a little bit. Like I value learning new things and education quite highly. And so if you have strict rules or you just say, out of my circle of competence, you kind of just block off a whole area of the market. And I like to expand my universe of stocks, even if I have to step out of my circle of competence, if you will, just a little bit, and I'm a little bit uncomfortable, but that's how I learn. And I feel as though it's been a net benefit to me over the years, and it's broadened my horizon, and I have just a larger universe, and yeah. So when you'll see me, you'll say, "Oh, why exactly did you do this?" I say it comes down to feel. It's a whole bunch of factors that feed into it, but yeah. Anyway, I think that covers a lot. Hopefully you have a better idea as to my investment style. I didn't cover everything here. I just jotted these down quickly. I hope I covered all the important things. As soon as I finish this, I'm sure I'm going to say, "Oh, I missed something important," so I can touch on it in a different video. I'll probably do another video too where I talk about like really things I look for in a stock, things I like to see. That would probably be helpful, I would imagine. But yeah, I hope you check out this video before the stream so you have a better idea as to what I'm doing during it. And that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I figure it makes sense to just spend a little bit of time talking about my buy criteria, if you will. Just the things I like to see in a stock before I might pull the trigger. And before I do that, it probably makes sense just to talk about the screening process. And the reality is that the screening process never ends. I'm always screening. That's the job as far as I'm concerned. I call it tracking. I'm not so much screening for a certain criteria all the time. I'm kind of just tracking what's going on, keeping my finger on the pulse of things that are happening, news, fundamental events that are unfolding, general sentiment, those types of things, price action. So I'm always just tracking everything. And then just because then when opportunity presents itself, I'm ready to act. I'm prepared to pounce, if you will. Yeah, so if I'm tracking everything, then I'm ready to go. So sometimes I'll set aside time to screen, usually when the market's tanking and I need to act quick and I'm looking for a particular type of stock to round out the portfolio. So at that time I'll screen, but usually I'm just always just tracking stuff and I'm not really just screening per se. As far as like analyzing the stocks, I got a list of 5 things I jotted down that I look at. If I spent more time on this, the list might be longer than 5. Some of these could even be consolidated into one. They're kind of in order, but there's so much overlap, I don't know. But let's just go through the list. So the first thing is a discount. I'm usually demanding a sizable discount because of the rates of return I'm shooting for. And the discount is often in relation to my crude fundamentals-based value, but sometimes it's just based on the chart. But on the fundamental side of things, I'm looking at historical operating performance of up to 20 years, if they have that much. And you'll see this in other videos too, where I show the spreadsheets. But I'm slicing and then dicing the numbers a whole bunch of ways. But mostly I'm just focused on a few key things like the balance sheet, revenues, earnings and cash flow, gross and net margins, share count. I feel like those are some of the more important things. And generally speaking, I find Gap reliable enough for my approach. I know it's not perfect. It can be manipulated. I Reg Sho it. But usually that risk can be managed in other ways. So yeah, on the technical side of things, the charts, they usually complement my fundamental analysis. And I've mentioned this elsewhere, but they help me analyze trends and prevailing sentiment. It's really hard to gauge sentiment just by looking at fundamentals. You could probably guess based on how the company's performing, and you'd probably often be right. But to really get a direct assessment of sentiment, that's where the charts come in handy. And I find it's helpful for like timing things. And I mean, some of the best opportunities are when the chart looks like shit, right? So that's something to bear in mind. But yeah, it's just important to look at them. And then I lead on them more heavily for stocks that are difficult to value. I know some people might just not even go down that path. Oh, it's too difficult to value. It's not for me. But sometimes they'll have other characteristics you really like insider buying. I got a ton of insider buying, but I'm having a tough time valuing it. I'll do my best, and then I'll rely on the chart. I like to keep that universe broad, the universe of stocks that I track. And then, and I guess just one final point in the chart. I just find the benefit of a larger and more diverse universe of investment opportunities to be worth the associated cost. Like it outweighs the associated cost of stepping a bit outside my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? So that's just my final take on charts. All right, so number 2, leverage. So I don't shy away from leverage companies. I know some people do, but the way I see it is that that's where some of the best opportunities are. But at the same time, I often don't want to deal with the hassle of bankruptcy, so it's like a balancing act. I'm often investing in leverage companies, but I'm trying to assess them. So I spend a lot of my time assessing credit risk, right? What's the likelihood of this company going bankrupt in the near term? And if not, could it survive and thrive and all that stuff, right? So when I'm analyzing leverage and credit risk and so forth, I'm trying to manage the risk by focusing on a few select things. I just tossed a couple down here, but there's a handful of financial metrics I look at. The yield on its publicly traded debt, if available, I love that. I didn't used to look at that, and now I find it so helpful because those bond folks, they tend to be on the ball with things. So sometimes they make mistakes, but they tend to be on the ball. And so it's just a quick thing you can look at, and it's so insightful to know with that debt, especially if it's trading out a couple of years and you see the prices in the tank, should be a red flag. I still might dabble, but it's a huge thing I look at. Potential covenant breaches, you got to keep your eye on that as best you can. The analysis of ratings agencies, if available, some of them will publish their research and it's available to the public. That's always great to read through. Sometimes I disagree with it, but it's still really helpful to check out. And then also, who owns the debt? It's good to know who owns the debt, especially if the company might be on the verge of bankruptcy. All right, so number 3, and this is a big one for me, insider buying. I weight this quite heavily, I've learned, especially during market sell-offs. And what I find is that any insider buying is better than no insider buying. But there's a couple things I love to see in particular, like buying by prominent execs, CEO, chairman of the board, CFO, buying by a large number of insiders. 3 to 4 is good. 5+ is better. Sometimes you see like 10+, and you're like, what the hell is going on? 10+, like $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. It's like, what is going on there? I might even buy just based on that, right? Buying of it, I like to see at least 200, 300K. That's good. $500,000+ is better, right? Some people will look at how much they're buying in relation to their compensation or the size of the company, revenues, or market cap. Those are good ideas. I just find just the general level of it I find that tends to be a good indicator. And then finally, just seeing if the insiders are buying after the stock has sold off when it's potentially cheap and potentially at an inflection point. If the company is seemingly at an inflection point and they're buying, that could be an indication of something that's unfolding. All right, so number 4, ownership. Generally, higher insider ownership is better. I like to see at least 20%. That's not a strict rule. None of these are strict rules or anything. I invest in companies that aren't leveraged, that don't have insider buying, that don't have insiders above 20%. I like to see at least 20% if possible. But it's not always a good thing. Sometimes you'll check out a company where it's like owned by a family, there's dual classes, they're entrenched. And that can be a thing to look out for. Sometimes it's a good thing. I've come across a couple of companies where it's been well run. The company has clearly been well run and historically successful and profitable. And I like to see it. But it's just something to keep your eye out for. And then insiders aside, I like when respectable like value shops and activist investors, when they own the stock and when they're actively buying. I like company in that regard. If I respect their approach, if I find there's a lot of overlap with the types of stocks we invest in, then I like to see that, right? Because we still might be ultimately wrong, right? That happens all the time. But all else equal, I like to see them investing alongside me. And similarly, I like when knowledgeable analysts on Seeking Alpha and Twitter, I like when they share my views. Now, not all the articles and everything out there are good. I won't get into it here. It's probably worth a separate video talking about all the social media research and analysis that's available to people. But I'll just say there's definitely some knowledgeable folks out there who will write articles, or especially you got to check out the comments too, because some of them probably just don't feel like writing an article, right? I mean, I don't feel like writing an article. I'm too busy performing research. Sometimes they do write articles though, and so but a lot of them will comment. And when you ever come across somebody who seems knowledgeable, if they've written a good article, or if they've made even an insightful comment, sometimes all it takes is 1 or 2 insightful comments, and I can tell that this person is someone to keep an eye on. Just hear what they have to say. Maybe you don't even agree with them, but if they just seem insightful, track them. Remember, it's all about tracking. Just follow what they say. I'm not ashamed to admit how much I lean on the analysis of other folks, other individual investors who publish their research. Some of them are more skilled than me. It's a big part of my process. And again, I'm not ashamed to admit it. You're going to see me doing it in the stream. It's like, I feel like more people should be doing it. It's just, you got to be mindful of who you're following. You don't want to follow people who aren't doing good analysis. And then the final thing is confidence. Confidence, right? Like all these items feed into my confidence level, right? Like, how confident am I in this play? The discount feeds into it. If there's not much of a discount, then I'd be a little bit, maybe I'm not as confident in it as a position in my portfolio, whether there's insider buying, who owns it, the leverage, these things all feed into how confident I am in it. And it's a simple introspective question, but I find it's just really helpful for keeping myself honest. And sometimes I'll even force myself to assign a confidence score. You'll see this when I review my spreadsheets. I try to do it. And it's good for keeping yourself honest. That's all. And it helps me decide whether a stock is a worthwhile buy, like how to size the position and whether it makes sense in the context of the portfolio. It's not always the goal to have high confidence plays. I know for some people it is. I'm only want to invest if I'm 90% sure plus that it's going to work out. And I don't know, that to achieve the rates of return I'm shooting for, I rarely get that confidence. So it's just, you got to diversify in that regard, where sometimes you may be in a play that's like a 20 or 30% confidence level, but the payout would be huge, right? But you balance it out with other positions, and it's always in the context of the portfolio. That's why when you do see the positions in the Roaring Kitty model portfolio, you need context. You can't just see a position and think, oh, maybe I should buy this, because there's a lot of nuance there, and confidence plays a big part of this. So I'll probably be talking a lot about that during the streams. But I think that's it for the most part. There's probably more I could mention here, more I should mention here, but I don't even know how long this video is. We'll just keep it there, and I hope to see you on the stream. And thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, so Roaring Kitty's letting you know. He's got the right mindset for investing. Me personally, I've called out quite a bit of companies throughout the years that I felt comfortable talking about and telling you about, and I'll let you guys figure out my track record. It's been pretty good. So doing well in life. Having one of the best days so far today. I got to talk to you guys. Right? This is like my therapy, my outlet, and I don't tell you all the nuances of my day. That's a word right there I just heard him use, but I don't tell you all the details. And I know that's like a huge surprise to some people, considering people know so much about me and know of my origins and what I do for a living and where I am in life. But I just want to tell you that the other night I compared Donald Trump to anyone. I said Donald Trump is so resilient to be the president of the United States, to then get your election stolen from you, to be tried and charged on all these charges, and to be run through the mud, drag your family through it, and try to paint you out to be this villain that doesn't support America and all these things, okay? And then to be back on top of the world again, and to be in those good graces, and to walk, along, shoulder to shoulder with titans. It tells you a lot about a person. It tells you about their resilience and what they've worked through and what they've gone through. And I use those same parallels to Ryan Cohen. Ryan Cohen was at the top of the world when he invented Chewy. And, at a young age, he invents Chewy.com. He sells it off, and he becomes a billionaire with his investments. And everybody thinks he's an instant billionaire. He sold for $3.2 billion. It doesn't mean that he got the full 3.2. And he split it amongst his partners, and there's other investors, and there's a lot that goes into it. So maybe he got a chunk, and he bought Apple, and he bought GameStop for $100 million. So it's a lot of money that he's putting in. And then he buys Bed Bath & Beyond, and he makes a little bit of profit off of that. $60 million is a lot of money. So to put $10 million into GameStop cash, that's a lot of money to somebody. You don't know. Just because they say you're a billionaire, that doesn't mean that you're a billionaire. You have to have that liquid. And he put in $10 million. That might have been all the money he had, guys. or close to it. Like, that's how much he believes in this investment. Just like right now, Larry Chang put in, I believe, like $1 million worth of GameStop shares so far. And you say to yourself, he puts in 100,000 a year. That's a lot of money to somebody. Like, we got to stop living in the world of billions and billions and billions and start living in the world that thousands, and you need to respect the thousands that are in it. So I've seen these guys go through real backlash. Ryan Cohen, think about it. He was the darling of Wall Street and turned into the villain overnight because he got into GameStop. And next, the headlines coming out are he's terrible, he's this, he's that. It's like Donald Trump when he was on The View the first time and everybody liked him, and then now they go on there and he's like the villain. They hate him, right? It's like, what do you say? What do you say to people in media that switches up their stance on you? So think about Roaring Kitty. Roaring Kitty's sister passed. Roaring Kitty's family has been investigated, been interrogated, been harassed, and he lost his career, he lost his job, and he had all this money in a portfolio, and everyone was looking at him and trying to manipulate it and put him as the reason why they lost money and or they could have gained money or whatever the false narratives that they put on him. And the false titles. He had to go on to Capitol Hill, like he had to do a video. He had to explain his investment thesis and why he feels the way he does about GameStop. But he's gotten through the whole thing, and he's winning. So all of these things that seem so trivial to some, but to me are so inspiring. I look at it and I say to myself, I think about like what I've been through in this journey with GameStop. 4 years, like a presidency, right? Like you go 4 years, and how hard has it been? I've had my wife lose her job. I got COVID and pneumonia that put me in the hospital, and I almost was on the other side of that. I've had to revamp myself and my motivation for the things I do. I've been attacked on the channel numerous times, in person numerous times, harassed, you name it. My own relationship came to a halt. My wife and I came to a paradox, and we did what every loving couple that goes through hard times. Yes, I did it in front of you, but two, we got through it together. We were adults about it when we had our conversations about it. There was no, mudslinging, nothing like that. And so I think about like all these things that I've done while holding the stock. All while holding the stock, right? All while never missing a day of work. You have never seen me call out from work one day. And over the 4 years that I've been streaming every day, I've never called out from work. I don't call out from work. You go to work. It's not an option. I don't care if you're sick. You go. Unless you're in the hospital, you can't go. That's the only way. So, and even then, you guys know during COVID, you know what I did? I actually took my vacation. I used my saved up vacation time to miss those days of work. I did not use sick time. I didn't ask for disability, but I was out for 2 weeks. I used my own time on it. I've had grandparents die. I've had family members pass, animals pass, just everything. And we're still here. So if I can live my life in front of you and be fully transparent and still come out on top, so can you. As hard as it might get, this holding GameStop is the best fun game I've ever... I stopped gaming. I stopped doing all the extras in life, sports, gaming, going out so much. Now, even though we go out about almost once a week, we try to, but no, gave it all up. I love this. I love GameStop. I love you guys. So I'm having a real moment right now in my life because I'm getting phone calls that are changing my life for the better. for better mental health, for better opportunities, and for better life. So me and the wife, and it's the right moves. So I'm sorry that I took the time out of the show to do it, but I had to, and I'm happy to. Had to, but I'm happy to. So we keep breaking, guys. We look great. The stock's going up and to the right. I love the movement. Just a shout out to you guys. Thanks so much, Abe, for the 5 free memberships. I still got to read all the chat and get with you guys. So love you in this community we've built. Yes, Michael, I do too. I love you, Ace Ventura. Sure. Time will tell. Yeah, without a doubt. Straight to 40. There we go. Dropping by to say hi before work. KK, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Only 40 million shares short. I don't believe. That's funny. Happy, yeah. Be happy for yourself, guys. Be happy for me. Sure, it's going really good right now. I still have to call Almo after the stream. I got to catch Almo up on all this good stuff, this good news. But Almo knows all my. Hey, you guys ever want to know where the bodies are buried? Almo knows all my secrets. So Almo's my guy, and you guys know him in the chat as ESO Fortune right now. So ESO, and dude's been my right-hand man, pots and pans, for a minute. There we go. GameStop, over $14 billion worth of market cap. Over 11 million shares traded back and forth already today. The average on the 3 months has been, on the last 90 days trading, the average has been 10 million shares. We are already at 11. So, yes, we're going to hold this level. We're pushing. True support down at $30.53. We're already holding $31.60. This is a nice run. We just ran into $31.88. We keep hitting our heads on the 31s, trying to hit 32 like we did last week in the aftermarket. But when you hit that 32 and you hit your head on it, we'll see what's on the other side of it. But like I told you, $30 seems to be our new level. It's actually $28, but the new level of support. If I go to the 1 hour chart here, we're on the top side of this trend line. We've hit the top side for a good stride before, had a correction back down to 25, then all the way back up. But we were at $32 just right over here, $32.12, right over here. So that's the true cup that we're forming, and then we can hand off on that and stay above it. We'll see. We'll see how it all works out. We've been on the top side of the trend before, this whole side. Then we drop down to the bottom. We cross back over. We're crossing right here. We cross back over to go up. So the 50 days crossing over the 200-day, it crossed again. That's the golden cross. Last time we had a cross, just so that we're clear, was down here. We came, looked like it was going to go down, and then it bounced up. As we crossed through, $20 a share is where you were at. You've now had this run all the way through to $30. It hit 32 before it crossed back down, so you're up $12. So if this is a true cross right here, this fake cross, duck down at 25, now we have a true cross. We're going to climb all the way through this section, and we should go from here all the way. Like I told you, I'm looking for 34, 35 by the end of the week, but you might end up having 40 to 50 by the time we're all done here. But the next stops for GameStop are 200, 400, 500, and people don't understand it. They don't know how to understand it, but I hope GameStop dilutes. I hope they offer shares. I hope they raise more cash. They won't this quarter, but I hope they do it coming out the gate Q1, right after March. I hope they ask for more money, and I hope if it's not that, then maybe they announce they're going to do a dividend and the stock goes even higher. But at that point, you're holding a market cap well above the prerequisite to get into the S&P 500. And because GameStop is profitable in the trailing 12, because they do make money, because they do have cash, and they have a retained earnings in the positive, and what they will have, it's everything you want for your investment. GameStop right now at $31.55. This is just the start of what you're looking for. We're still going to keep going. Hell of a trend line, by the way. Looks phenomenal. So let's go ahead and watch it out. I still got to get into the chat with you guys. I'm way behind on the chat. I had to take all those phone calls. I had to do all this stuff for work and for life. Just talking it out with my wife and everyone. Everyone's happy for me. So I want to make an announcement that my brokerage account officially broke $29,000 on GameStop. So I'm now sitting on a pile. I'm now sitting on a pile of $29,100. Good amount for me. I'm up $6,000. If people don't think $6,000 is a good investment to be up, then you don't know what money is. But that might be enough money for something to get wet and wild. Buy a car. I don't know. I'm not here. I have cars. I don't have to buy a car. I don't have to do anything. So I love it. I saw GameStop only had 3,100 cards for sale, on the slabs here. So that was kind of cool, because the reason I say it's kind of cool is for one reason in particular. Oh, look at this one. I haven't seen this one. The Wimby for 27. But, they're up to 35 now. So look at that. They put in 400 more cards onto the website within the last hour. 400 more slabs. So they're buying stuff wholesale, guys. Of course, they got to put them up. They got to figure it out. But they look good. They look so good on what they're doing. So if I go to, they have a lot of basketball, not so much baseball, but if I go to baseball, I'm just curious. If I click on the baseball cards, is it going to load? Man, this thing. They might be updating right now. See, it won't even load. This damn website's updating right now as we speak. It's a lot. Well, there's football. On the football cards themselves, they have 135 cards only. So there's tons of cards here that people are going to want to buy or get into. Christian McCaffrey rookie card looks like fire to me on a PSA 10. But as you know, he's washed up. This guy doesn't even play anymore. But that Jaden Daniels right there, PSA 10 for $256. My bad. But it's okay, because you know what, Carter? Carter's here. Carter, I didn't forget about you, bro. I have you on an envelope over here. Carter's corner pocket thinks I forgot about him, because I said I was going to send him stuff, and then I didn't get a chance to send anything. I've been so busy, bro. I don't know if people know. Well, they'll never know my life. But Mark Rippon, got him. I got him for you. And we're going to make this work, Carter. Just look at the price. It's 31 whatever, some change. So, Mark Rippon, I have him right here for you. I have Stephen Davis right there. I know you like these commander cards. I have this guy right here, Terry McLaurin. Boom. I have a rookie card, Jaden Daniels rookie card. I have that for you. I have another Jaden Daniels rookie card right there. Another Jaden Daniels rookie card right there. These are all coming your way. I just got to get a chance to get down there and send them to you. Johan Dotson, something like that, on the optic. I got Terry McLaurin right there, another one. I got, who is this? Is this a rookie card? I don't know. Brian Robinson Jr. Right there. Clinton Portis. Doug Williams. Jonathan Allen. And I guess you guys have Bobby Wagner now, because it's saying you guys have Bobby Wagner. So I have all that for you. I got to get them to you, brother. I promise. I said I would. I didn't give those. You know when I was giving away cards to all the kids and stuff? I didn't give away any of the commander cards. So I still have those. I still have other cards that I'm working on with you guys to give away for the next giveaways. The next giveaways are going to have some crazy valuable cards. To give an example of the crazy valuable cards, ooh, those are good ones. I'll tell you right now. Like on the next giveaway that we do, that's going to be Jackson. What's his name? Jackson Holiday, Special Forces rookie card. That one right there is worth some money. Paul Skeens, I guess he's the one everybody wants. Paul Skeens rookie card. Give him that one. Jackson Churio, I don't know his name, but it's on a really expensive rookie card. Another Jackson Holiday rookie card. Bo Nix on the green, color match, rookie card. Will Anderson Jr. on the hollow, rookie card, about $50 on this one right now. Ellie De La Cruz, rookie card on Ellie. Another Ellie De La Cruz rookie card. Paul Skeens on the red parallel, rookie card. Right there. Boom. Nolan Smith, some other J.J. McCarthy, other ones. Oh, I got that other Jaden Daniels. I got him. So all these going to be given away. Tyler Black on the red parallel. On the pink parallel, right here, pink parallel. I don't even know his name. Smith Schroyer, PJ, or AJ Smith Schroyer, rookie card. Something Vines, rookie card on pink parallel. And then the last one is Jackson Churio on the MLB Stars. So all these rookie cards will be given away on the next meet and greet video that we do on the street. I have a whole bunch of that. I have a ton more cards to give away. Like, I have stuff to give away. I'm ready because I'm all about GameStop. I want to just make sure. 31.37 right now. The price is on the right-hand side of the screen. But here's the chart. So all of those cards I'll be giving away if you guys are GameStop fans. We're looking at them. I wanted to look at something that hit my head right now that I was saying as I was talking. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Am I still reading the chat? I don't know. I'm somewhere in the chat. I saw Willie Bobo is up in the chat. Shout out to Willie. That's my pops. He's in Indonesia right now, I believe, Bali. And he was just in Singapore. And I don't know where he's going next. But he's coming home on the 22nd. Trav says, glad to have found your page. A lot of info. Keep it up. Thanks, Trav. There's a lot of info that you missed. $34, you called it. It's coming. Yeah, I did call it. Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of stuff you missed. I put a lot of stuff on private. I put a lot of stuff on members only. You just got to find the videos on the channel and the page. But there's a playlist called Connect the Dots. I think people really need to watch it in more detail. Sit down, have a drink, play it, and keep going from there. Marantz, can we see it with the blue box and draw you drew last week? Gabe Maga, yeah, the blue box I drew last week, I accidentally deleted it. That's the problem I'm pissed off at. So technically, just so that we're clear, the blue box was at $28. Okay, $28, and it had a pace of the original was going to be from here to here. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. So if this is our new takeoff level, you have the bottom being down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. So right here. So you're looking for, it's going to be about right here. So we're going to be trading at about this box here. And it's going to go for 200 days. I have on there half a year as 180. So half a year. And I say half a year because you have the annual shareholders meeting. You have some stuff going on. So this is your range right here. This is your box. We're going to be in. We're going to step into this box. As a GameStop investor, we're going to walk into this box. It's coming. When's it going to come? I presume we're going to be at the levels of the first square right here, this first line, by Friday. Friday, this is our walk up. You could see the other end of this cup and handle here. It's right here. What was that at? 33.82. So 33.82 is going to be like where we walk in at, pretty much. $34 is what I called. So, but the other end of this cup and handle is going to be $50, $48. You're going to get that come March. So come March time frame, somewhere in here, March, right around here, you should be able to have that other end of that cup. We'll see if we get it before then. But this is the square that we talk about we're going to walk into. We're walking straight into it, bros. So when's it going to happen? It's going to happen a lot sooner than that. It's going to happen like now. Let me see. By the 20th. People think I'm crazy until I'm not. So about right there. Yeah, that's fine. So I say we're in this zone. I say we have the potential to come out of the zone. I'll even make the zone smaller. Hold on. About right there. At my mother's birthday. Remember, everything happens on the birthdays. So right there, my mom's birthday, the 28th of March. I think that's when, yep. Okay, so here we go. We step out. And then we should be out of this square. Square is going to be around right here. Boom. So we're going to trade in that square for the next 3 months. And then we'll break out of it. That's my guess. That's where we're headed. And like I told everyone, if you would have told me we're going to be in this square coming up, no one would have guessed this square at any time. And I mean, way up. I mean, this is an amazing square. But you wouldn't have guessed a square this type, this big, just like that, before that massive breakout, right? You had it climbing. You had the stock climbing, like it is right now. It's moving up, moving up, moving up. You stepped up into a zone, and you got back into this square. Well, this square right here, this area, this shaded area that I can draw, I can color. This shaded area first here was your short squeeze for GameStop. But if you look, it's parallel to what it was before. You had support down here for this square. The peak was here. The peak runs along the line. Was it going to let me do it this way? I'll go to the monthly. Okay. So what you had was, just so we're clear, you had a trend line, a horizontal trend line on GameStop. You had this trend line for GameStop right here. So previous levels that were peaks for GameStop, the peak, which was resistance. You couldn't get past it. We broke past the resistance, and now that became your support. So we got out of this zone, we got into the square, and as it came down, the stock, as it came down, that continued to be your level of support for the days that they retracted down during the congressional hearing. That continued to be your support over here at 995. You see it across the timeline right here. So let me show it to you like this. So now that we have that red line there, that is your level of support. It gets pushed down. It touched. The minute we got there, ricocheted off of it. It's like, yo, we're not supposed to be this low. We have so much support. We're out of the zone. So what happens now is we got to find the new cross, the new support. Your new support, the way we're looking at it, ricocheted all the way down to here at this very bottom. So as it got all the way down to the bottom, now we have a way to climb back up. But you're going to look at your level of resistance right up here, guys. Right up here. Now, it could be this line here where it was $80, it was $60 there. But one of these is your new line of resistance. You can touch it. But eventually you make past it, and it's now your support. So we can draw another red line. We're in that box, in that trend channel. But you're trending down to bounce up. You're trending down to bounce up. No, you're actually up and to the right. Nobody knows this part. You're up and to the right now. Like you're still in the accumulation phase. You're still in this phase down here. Do you see this phase way down here, guys? You're still in this phase right here. Up and to the right, comes back down, up and to the right, up to the right, till it has a ridiculous move out of the zone. Ridiculous, yes, but it's warranted with the volume. You have not seen that yet. You have not seen it. All you're seeing right now is this right here. Up and to the right movement. We're getting in it. We're getting thick with it, and we're going to go ahead and take off from here. This is our new launch pad. This green box, this blue box that I drew is your new launch pad. And you're going to see your 50-day cross over your 200-day, and it's going to ignite. What happened here? You had these two get closer. You see how it got closer? And when they got closer, you knew it. It's gone. It's going to ignite. It sparks it, and it's gone. Guess what's happening here? It's getting closer. It's actually curving up. Your 50-day moving average is moving up towards your 200-day. It's going. And in this case, for the weeklies, it's going to happen. And when they cross, it's violent. And it's violent for a long time. This took 3 years to play out. How long do you think it's going to be for the next level? We're going to be in this 300, 200, 150. You're going to be in that range for a year or two. So for all you guys out there wondering if you're ever going to take profits, if this is where you're going to be, you're going to be there for a year or two at these levels. So I'm very excited for it. But I got a lot to read, so I'm sorry. I see Marantz is getting better at talking about cards. I guess it's what I used to do when I was growing up. I mean, you see these boxes up here? You see these boxes? You think they're empty? You guys think I gave away everything? Yeah, I gave away a lot. But we can go through them. I mean, guys, this is crazy talk over here. Xavier, these are all rookie cards here. Every single card I have here is a rookie card. Hayden Hooker, Emmanuel Forbes, and somebody in Christian Gonzalez. They're all rookie cards. These are all rookie. I have them all. You think I'm saving them? No, I'm gonna give them away. I'm giving them away. I want to know that I go to a card show, right? When I go to a card show, that I'm giving away rookie cards, the cards that people want. So, Xavier Lafayette, look at it, Lad, somebody, I don't even know who the hell that is. I have Brock Bowers. Who's this? I don't know who this is. Tyler Scott, somebody like that. So I've got tons of cards I'm giving away. Drake May, you guys know the quarterback, Drake May? That'll be given away. Malik Nabers, given away. They call them neighbors or nabbers? Neighbors or nabbers? I never know. So all those football rookie cards are there. I opened up a lot of boxes of Score, looking for certain cards, which turned out pretty good. Then I got another box. This other box. Let's see what else they have in here. Oh, another Drake May. So tons of Drake May. Another Drake May rookie card. A Will Levis rookie card on the optics. What's his name? Evan Carter rookie card. Jordan Addison rookie card. Michael Penix Jr. rookie card. I mean, I can just go through them all. Tyler Black. It never ends. This is what I was doing. I have all the baseball rookie cards for the year. I have all the football rookie cards for the year. And I have all the basketball rookie cards for the year. And I have them all. I have Kyle Machado on the red parallel. Joey. Some other guy named Scott. You name it, I have them. Just, it's crazy. All the basketball players. Ashard Thompson. I have Wimby's. I gave them away. How many Wimby's did I give away this year? It was like 7 Wimby's. Victor Wimby's. Whatever the hell his name is. So I'm going to give away all these damn rookie cards. So that's how I do it. So anyway, back to that. If you guys don't know, you don't know. GameStop, $30 and some change. Can you believe it? $30? I can. Yeah, so I'll be giving that away. You guys remember that guy in the channel? We had a guy in the channel. So I'm giving him a week. His name is like I Buy AMC or something like that. I can't remember his name. You guys know his name? The guy who won the Oculus, or not the Oculus. He won the GameStop Raptor 8. Because I had 2 of these giveaway on the earnings report. So look at that. Came all the way down to 200. Boom, bounced right off, coming right back. It's a good rip for us. That's a healthy retraction from riding sky high. You needed that. If I go to the 30-day, that retraction right there is in line with this gain. We're still going to be gaining through it. Yeah, we're going to be fine. Guys, wait till you see what happens on Friday. This is the 20th, right? Look at that. On Friday, this will be in this blue box permanently. In the blue box permanently. So get ready for it. But look at that run. Just I love it. 5-minute chart. Healthy retraction, healthy bounce. Let's go get it. So it'll be fine. Anyway, the guy who won this has not reached out to me. He did not give me his personal info. No DMs. No anything on any platform. So do you know what that means? That means someone here is going to get it. We'll do another giveaway. We'll do another spin of the wheel coming up. I give him a week. March birthdays are the realest. Yeah, I agree. Kyoto spins the wheel. Yeah, we've been putting him back there. Pulling back to break 32.12. Yep. Marantz, it's been a while, brother. Work has me so busy and planning the kid in the house. Still need me more GME shares. Black Gloves, congratulations, man. Yeah, you can get caught up in it, but welcome back to the grind. That is what we do. Win the helmet. Grape Ape, win the helmet. Win the helmet. All right, straight with me. Yeah, I got you, Carter. I'm working on it, man. I can't pull any good cards for the life of me. RP. I don't know how it happened. You know what I watched? I watched a guy open up Pokemon 151 packs. Okay? He's opening 151 packs and nothing good came about it. Like, there was no good cards and things. And that makes me wonder, like, am I just that gifted? Because I pulled that damn Venusaur card. And it's like, I guess it's worth like $250. But I have it out for grading right now. I sent it out in December. We're still in December, so I'm not looking for it. But all my cards are not back yet. Tell Willie to look out for Tonko. Nah, Willie ain't got to worry about that. Tonko does what? What do you do? Taekwondo? He was doing karate. Can we establish something real quick with you guys and all you cats out there? If you're doing karate, like karate chops, oh, this guy has a black belt in karate. Okay. So, what's he gonna do? There ain't no boards to kick out here, bro. Ain't nobody staying back. We're closing gaps. We're grabbing and pounding. We're pummeling. Oh, man. Now, if you say, oh, he's got a black in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I'll be like, okay, this guy, he can probably swing his weight around. I'm telling you, bros, you ever see a dude with one of them flat ears? He got cauliflower ear? Just walk past that dude, all right? Just walk past him. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. He might not even be the most gifted wrestler. Might be the dumbest wrestler. But I tell you what, you're not going to get him. He's going to keep moving. Real shifty. They're shifty. They move weight. And you got to know what you're doing. So good luck. But yeah, I see you, Marantz. There you go. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Just sent out a Chrome Derek Jeter and Chrome David Ortiz to be graded. Excited to get them back. Congratulations, Gabriel. It says here, I won a few cards a few months ago, but I'd rather give you them away to some of the kids. Sir Moist, you know how to reach me. If you don't, reach out. You know what it is. I picked up a Caleb Williams PSA 10 instant rookie card. Maybe he'll be great when the Bears trade him away. RP, yeah, I'm not convinced with Caleb Williams. I'm not convinced with a lot of these rookies. And I don't ever know how football cards are worth any money. I was being real with you about football. I don't know why I only buy the cards because I support the company, and I just want to buy them. Ooh, they tried it. You tried? You tried? Look at this. Oh, big-ass red candle. You tried? Oh, we got him on the ropes. You tried? Get out of here, bros. All right. I see you. I should have drew the line then. Not horizontal line. Watch this. Let me draw this trend line. I should have drew it from here, 27, and just go like this. Boom. And then watch this. Move it down. It's all the way down here. And it's going to touch this one. I would have been right there. Like, oh, yeah, we're good right there, guys. Got nothing to worry about. We're fine. That's the trend. Keep it going. I think I'm scared of no damn 30. They brought it all the way down to, what was that, the low? 29.64? No, that's where we opened. We're still up. Get out of here. Try me. Try me. Try me. Don't you tell me. Anyway. Congrats on your 6K. You would times it up by 72. Yeah, I will. I ain't worried about it. What are these 125 calls? Can you explain this? Far out of the money calls? Just there to pick up some money from some people? Where we're going, you won't need cars. Yeah. Okay, Rock Half. Do you not understand the way options work and why people buy them? Like far out of the money calls, nobody knows why. There's a rule out there. There's a rule out there. You know your boy does the homework for you, so I'm going to do it right now for you. Anybody still use the home row when they type? Or am I the only guy? Yeah. I want to say it's amendments to the Reg Sho. Reg Sho. Final ruling. Federal Reserve Bank capital stock amendments to the Reg Sho. Let me do Reg Sho. And I want to do Reg Sho requires broker-dealers to identify the source of the borrowable stock. There we go. Oh, I love that. Is that a new one for me? What is a short seller? Don't care about that. Naked shorts? Don't care about that. There's Reg Sho rule. Reg Sho. Compliance with the Reg Sho began January 3rd, 2005. Regulation Sho was adopted to update short sellers regulation in light of numerous market developments since short sell regulation was first adopted in 1938. To address the concerns regarding persistent failures to deliver and potentially abusive naked short selling, which they claim is not available and doesn't happen, we're going to go to Rule 204. Rule 204. Or is it 201? Okay, oh, these are good. Oh, here it is. All right, sir. You want to know why they're buying the actual call contracts out of the money? All right. In 2010, the Commission adopted this Rule 201 of Regulation Sho. If you guys do not know what this means, it means that back in the day, if you were borrowing shares, which you borrowed shares a short share, you had to eventually pay it back to someone. What was happening was someone was allowing you to borrow their 100 shares, and then they were letting someone else borrow those 100 shares. And then they were letting someone else. So like multiple people are borrowing the same amount of shares, the same set of shares, I should say. So what they asked for was, you got to show me how you guys do this. So Rule 201 restricts the price at which short sellers may be affected when a stock has experienced significant downward price pressure. Rule 201 is designed to prevent short selling, including potential manipulative or abusive short selling, from driving down further the price of a security that has already experienced significant intraday price decline. This is going to be your short sellers restriction, your SSR. Okay, so whenever a stock drops below 10% for a given day, the SSR turns on and they can now not short it per se. It's already experienced significant intraday decline to facilitate the ability of long sellers to sell first upon such a decline. Regulations Sho 4 general rules are summarized below. Rule 200, market requirements. Rule 200 requires that orders you place with your broker-dealer must be marked long, short, or short exempt. Thank you for letting us know that. I doubt they even do that the correct way. Rule 201, which they don't. I've seen them get fined for it too. Rule 201, short sell price test circuit breaker. So Rule 201 generally requires trading centers to establish, maintain, and enforce written policies and procedures that are presumably designed to prevent the execution or display of a short sale at an impressionable price when the stock has triggered a circuit breaker by experiencing the price decline of at least 10% in one day. As you guys know, there's volatility spikes and halts. Happens to GameStop often. It just happened last week. Once the circuit breaker in the Rule 201 has been triggered, the price test restriction will apply to the short sell orders in the security. So I don't think this is real either, too, unless the exception applies. So you guys got to know that they've attacked. Anybody remember GameStop getting halt, and then they come back to it? Yeah, I don't know if they're even implementing that rule. But this is the one I care about. 203B right here. Locate requirement. Regulation Sho requires broker-dealers to have reasonable grounds to believe that the security can be borrowed so that it can be delivered on the date delivery is due before affecting a short sell order in any equity security. The locate must be made and documented prior to affecting the short sell. Where did you borrow the shares from? You must show where you got them and that they're capable of getting them so that you can deliver within 2 days, right? T plus 2. Well, there's transaction plus 2 days, 2 trading days. It's tough, man. It's tough, guys, because right now people are borrowing shares that don't exist. I know that sounds like a fairy tale, but that's why these rules are in place, because it's not a fairy tale. These rules are in place because it's not it. The closeout requirement requires brokers and dealers that are participants in the registered clearing agency to take action to close out failure to deliver positions. Closing out requires a broker-dealer to purchase or borrow securities of like kind and quantity. The participant must close out a failure to deliver, an FTD, for a short sale transaction by no later than beginning the regular trading hours of the settlement day following the settlement date. If a participant has a failure as an FTD that the participant can demonstrate on its books and records, resulting in a long sale that is attributed to, to bona fide market making activities, participant must close out the failure to deliver by no later than the beginning of the regular trading hours of the third consecutive settlement day following the settlement date. Okay, so by the 5th day. And if they don't, if the position is not closed out, the broker-dealer or any broker-dealer for which it clears transactions may not affect further short selling. So what happens in a lot of these cases, guys, you guys know they get onto a sheet, onto a list. It's called they're getting on the securities list. What was it called? It's the threshold securities list. Hello. They get on the threshold securities list, and it tells you, hey, if you're here, that means that no one delivered your shares. And if they're on that list, then they get forced to close. So Regulation Sho requires that participants or registered clearing agency must immediately purchase shares to close out those FTDs and securities with large persistent failures to deliver, referred to as threshold securities. If the failures to deliver persist for 13 consecutive settlement dates, threshold security equities that have an aggressive failure to deliver an aggregate FTD position for 5 consecutive settlement dates at the registered clearing agency at the NSCC, totaling more than 10,000 shares. We should already know all these rules exist for GameStop. Although as a result of compliance 204, generally participants' failure to deliver the positions will not remain for 13 consecutive settlement dates. For whatever reason, a participant is registered clearing agency has failure to deliver those shares, they must effectively go out there and requirement to close out such position under Rule 2 remains in effect. And what does that mean? They got to go close it out at any price. That's the whole theory of the short squeeze, is they have FTDs, they don't deliver the shares because everybody borrowed shares, everybody's getting margin called, and guess what? They got to go close out these positions on purpose. The difference here with Regulation Sho, just so that we're clear, bona fide making or market making exception for the locate requirement right here. Okay, guys, more information on the rule, and that's 203B if you're not mistaken. It's going to tell you that broker-dealers engage bona fide market-making activities are expected for having to borrow or arrange to borrow shares due to the potential need to facilitate customer orders in fast-moving markets without possible delays associated with complying to Regulation Sho. What that means is they better have the shares on hand and they better know how to get them. A lot of the times, people that write covered calls, people that buy call contracts, they're margined, they're leveraged off of the position of allowing their shares to be borrowed. So if you're selling shares short, just so that we're clear, if you're out here selling shares short on GameStop and you don't have them, the whole idea of Regulation Sho is you know where to get them. And that call contract, that is 125, the far out of the money call contract represents 100 shares. So you get to go to the broker and you get to say, hey, I may not have the shares, but I have this call contract that represents I have 100 on the books coming to me. You're so far out of the money, it's going to expire out of the money. So what do? You buy another call contract. As long as you're holding a call contract, that satisfies the requirement for those shares. So they then in turn deliver them. They'll eventually call you out on it. Someone's going to eventually be sitting on the books with tons of calls. They eventually go, they fall out of the money and you don't get them. You don't get the shares. So then you have to go to the markets and buy shares. And that's going to make a $30 price target on a stock that supposedly, allegedly, is only worth 10. They're filling up those shorts right now. They're paying off, these positions. But you'll see people hoard a ton of call contracts out of the money just because they're settling their requirements of those shares that are short. So 32 million shares short, 34 or 40 million shares short, well, then they better have, 400,000 call contracts to represent the 40 million shares. And they don't have 400,000 call contracts out of the money. Nope. So you tell me where those shares are. You tell me. We've all been buying shares for how long? 4 years? And when I say we, you think it's like we're a small number? We're not a small number. We're not a small number. I don't care if there's only 13,000 people here. 13,000 times 1,000? Well, you go figure it out. 1.3 million. You don't think that's a lot? Well, I know people who have more than 1,000 shares. I know people who have 100,000 shares in this channel. I'm telling you, the number is massive. 5 million shares is a lot on a float of 446 million when every share is already spoken for, allegedly. There's not a lot of shares to be traded on. Not here. The volume's not there. 3% of the overall whole volume traded today. 3%. That's it. We got massive movements on this stock. So fighting back, by the way, it's getting pushed down. It fights back. Look at this. People love $30. They love it. They know where it's headed. It's headed to $34 by Friday, and exactly 3 days from now. So the reason why I tell you about Regulation Show and the other parts are that people, they don't want to settle. They want to settle these trades. And the settlement date means any business day in which deliveries and securities and payments can be made. So all trading days, essentially. Under Regulation Show, threshold securities only include issuers registered and required to file the reports with FINRA. Okay, good. When considered naked short selling, is it important to know which activity is the focus of discussion? Yeah. I mean, it can be. It can be, but selling stock short and failing to deliver the shares at the time of settlement, that's the biggest issue there. They don't deliver the shares when they're supposed to. And, you can't win them all. You can't win them all. I think this was like the misconception of Ape. Ape came out and they said they were 40 million shares not delivered, FTD the first day. Okay. They didn't clear it the first day, but they cleared it eventually. And they can do that. They can do all the moves in the world, apparently, allegedly. These market makers can, because they're on the other side of the trade. They're making, fractions of a penny per trade. Yeah, you're fine there. We know that part. I'm just reading. After Adoption Rule 204, why are they still threshold securities, and why are they still threshold securities closeout requirement? Because people don't want to rule it right here. Applies to fails to delivers if the participant fails to deliver persistent 13 consecutive trading days. Boom. So you want to get on regulation, you want to get on threshold securities, and then you want to go 13 consecutive days. And guess what? I saw Bed Bath & Beyond go on there for 30 days, 60 days. And PP Seeds and all his trades that he was making that are worth how much now? I wonder what his position is worth. Those guys couldn't figure it out. They never have to. Yeah, Hot's out here doing his thing. Final warning. Yeah, I got the final warning a while back, bro. It's all good. On TikTok, whatever. BC Partners engineered. Hold on, BC Partners. I know that. An unfair PetSmart spinoff that saddled Chewy's investors with potentially huge liabilities. Side deal with Apollo Global Management, according to unsealed lawsuit. Oh, cool. That's awesome. That's so awesome. We all know that Apollo's been doing this shit from the side. AMC's moassing. Got to stop that shit, bro. You guys got to stop sending me messages like that. Please. And thank you. All right, we're good. I'm checking out my trading. I'm just making sure. I check websites all day, guys. I never stop clicking on things. You guys probably scroll and stuff. I don't have time to scroll. Wow, they had 3,500. They already sold off 20 of them. They're down to 34. Retained earnings on GameStop, just so that we're clear about what I said earlier. GameStop's retained earnings is negative $213 million. It's right here. Negative 213. Used to be negative 270. So they've actually made a profit of $60 million in the span of a year and a half. Pretty damn good for a company. But 213, I think we can get it. I think we can do 213 this quarter. I think we can. I think we can get positive on that number. So Really excited about that. And tangible book went up, which is cool. Everything's going up on GameStop. It went up $500 million. That's not bad, bro. Working capital went up $400 million. $424 million. They raised $400 million just off of the share offering. So they actually had an additional $24 million on that line, which is pretty cool. But you can see they went from $1 billion to $4.5. Oh, yeah, people got it wrong. That's too bad. Still up on my position, $29,000. Good. 29 grand. Good number, man. Good number to be up 29,000. What are you going to do? All right, $30.20 on GameStop. Not bad. Not bad. All right, I got to read the chat. I got to catch up with you guys. Sorry. Let's effing go. GameStop can't stop, won't stop. Running. Lola, run, run, Lola, run. Thank you. Where we're going, yes, thank you. It says, yo, are you moving to Texas? Am I moving to Texas? No, I'm not moving to Texas, but I am handling some stuff, so I'm really happy. Marantz, your voice is so smooth. Soothing or smoothing? You mean, what did you read to me? What? My voice? I know people who hate my voice. They hear it and they go, oh, ugh. Like my wife. She hears my voice. She's like, baby, I hear it all day. I just want some silence. I'm like, ugh, never. Is the DFV dub an option? Yeah, it's an option. There we go. Bro, GTFO of Cali's. Yeah, tell me about it. Marantz, you sound like Roy and Kitty. I was trying. Oh, is that what you mean by self-soothing? Yeah. That's a semi-investment style of options. Sure. He's still on the phone. Didn't see him holding off on the screen. Yeah. He's not a forever holder. Oh. Roy and Kitty's kids are billionaires. I'm sorry to tell you, their kids are billionaires. Well, Roy and Kitty will sell one day when he's old, or maybe he won't. But he's a billionaire because of GameStop. We finally won the battle of 30. Well, we're still here, baby droid. Let's not get too excited. We're still here. Yeah, it's tricking the algorithm. Run Kitty Marantz collab. There we go. We're going for it. Next target is 40. Next target's 34. I called 34, but we're on our way. The great Keith Gill. He's on the phone to Ryan Cohen. To Roy and Kitty. Which one? Oh, my goodness gracious. Sorry to yawn, but the Charlie Munger of today. I'm not used to sleeping in, man. Oh, dude, I slept in. Oh, I felt good. I woke up on my own, no alarm. Amel didn't call me. I was stressed. I'm still stressed. I still have things that have to happen today. There's a lot of stress in my life right now, and it was awesome. I woke up to one of my employees. I don't know why. They sent me a message, and it was a prayer. It's an absolute prayer. And it said amen at the end. I was just like, wow. That was really nice of them. And, yeah. I haven't eaten or drank anything this morning. And I need to. And the stock's, battling. So what I'll do, I'm going to go eat something. I'll be right back. I'm not leaving the chat per se. Just enjoy the stock, enjoy the run. And we'll talk it out. I'll be right back, though.
Within a couple of years, stuff you'd have to.
Let me see.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is going to be the first video of the Kitty Corner, and the market has kind of forced my hand on this one. The first stock that I'm going to talk about is GameStop, and I know it's a polarizing stock. Some people won't even tune into the stream right now when they hear that I'm bullish on GameStop. At the current price point, it's trading about $4 right now, $260 million market cap. And most of these Kitty Corner videos, I want them to be shorter, like 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute max. I want them to, so that way it's just a quick intro into my thoughts on a stock. But this GameStop one, it's going to be a little bit longer because I have a lot to say about it. I could talk about it for weeks. I'm going to try to keep this as short as I possibly can, but I have a lot to say. I'm also hoping maybe you can catch some of my blind spots if I have some, poke some holes in my thesis and share it with me. Because, I think everyone else is crazy, and I think I'm right, but I've been wrong plenty of times in the past. So I'm going to upload this, and maybe you can share your thoughts with me. But, let's dive in. GameStop. Okay, here we are. So like I said, this video is going to be a little bit on the longer side for a kitty corner video. So if you drink, you might want one of these for this. It's July 2020 right now, and I'm bullish on GameStop at the current price point of about $4 per share, $260 million market cap. I've been adding to the position the past couple weeks. It's been trading below $4 per share, and it's now the largest position in the Roaring Kitty model portfolio. So, yeah, I have a lot to say about it. I've been tracking it for a while. I know it's a divisive stock, so definitely share your thoughts with me on this, whether you agree with me or not. I'm curious to hear. And because I have so much to say about this, I had to put together this Word doc just to help guide the conversation, because I'd be all over the place because without this guidance. So I tried to just focus on what I consider the more important aspects, and just boil it into a single Word doc here. But yeah, we'll just see how this goes. But before we kick things off, some recommended reading. In fact, I can save you the trouble of watching this video, because my bull thesis has already been covered by so many other folks. I'm just sharing with you my viewpoint, but every aspect of my thesis, people have already talked about. So if you read these things, these recommended things, you won't need to watch this video. So if you check out Scion's letters to the board and just their commentary on things, Scion, that's Burry's firm, they had to file a 13D this year because they took a position at the time greater than 5%. And within that 13D, I have it pulled up. They included all their letters, all their communications with management and the board and so forth. So if you pull up that 13D at the SEC website, you can look for all the letters all in one place. You could get these elsewhere too, because they were press releases, but I kind of like having it all in one place. So check out those letters to the board. And also, because there was the board vote back in June, they shared their opinion on GameStop back in June. So this is their latest viewpoint at the time. They still, even though they were below 5%, they still had 4% position, which is a good sized position. But they shared their latest view. So this was as of June. This was only a month ago. So Scion still seems fairly bullish on this. But I really like Burry's letters, because they get right to the point so quickly that the whole thesis is right here in this latest, maybe not just this letter, but the whole thesis can be found in just these letters. He does a great job of communicating his points so succinctly. But anyway, I bring this up because that's his latest commentary on the company. And besides Scion, you'll also want to check out, I said, Hester and Permit's letters and their Restore GameStop presentation. So Hester and Permit, I think they own like 7-8% of GameStop right now. The activist investors, they were the ones trying to get board seats. But they've had a number of letters back and forth over the past couple years now. But they check out those letters too. They have a lot of thoughts and good thoughts on GameStop. And they also have this Restore GameStop presentation. This is from May 2020, where they put together this presentation to try to help them to share it with the investors and so forth, help them get the board seats. But it's like 80 plus pages. Like, how much can I add to an 80 plus page presentation? Not much. I'm going to reference this a couple times in this video, but check out this presentation, because a lot of the thesis is covered right here. And then, yeah, so let me just pull this back over here. All right, so that's some recommendation. Also, the Seeking Alpha articles. I think I have it open here. Seeking Alpha articles. Yeah, sometimes you come across a company, there's not that many articles written, or the ones that are written just aren't that good. GameStop has a number of really good articles out there, and I'm biased. You don't need to tell me this, but in my opinion, the bullish articles here, the bullish authors, they seem to be more attuned to reality than the bears, I think. Maybe you disagree. That's cool. Let me know. But I think they seem to be more the security analyst type. This is going to come up later in this video, but check out the articles. A lot of the stuff I'm going to say, it's already been covered here. So that's what I mean. I don't have much new to say. I'm just sharing my viewpoint. So check those out. But yeah, I think that's just about everything. Some recommended reading. So you read all that stuff, you probably don't need to watch this. But if you are going to watch this, let's keep moving forward. So like I said, there's a lot of aspects of it, a lot of moving parts of this bull thesis, but I've boiled it down to just what I consider the three overs. Digital risks seem to me to be overblown. The negative sentiment is overdone, and the value is overlooked. In fact, I think the GameStop stock is, it epitomizes value investing. It's like value investing at its finest, because it's such a classic case of value investing. We'll get into it later. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but it's just a classic value stock, and I think that's why it's so polarizing, in my opinion. But okay, so let's get into the digital risk overblown. So this transition to digital, I think it's just much slower than what's being priced in. It seems to me that it's been happening over time. I do think it's inevitable. Like if we're looking out 50 years, 100 years, we don't need to have a discussion because we're on the same page. Everything's going to be digital. I just don't think we're there yet. And this is meaningful because 2020 is when the consoles are coming out. It does matter where we are today and where we'll be the next couple of years. You can't just say we're going fully digital, so that's the end of the discussion. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. I'll touch on this later too, but people just go digital is the future, so there's nothing to be had here with GameStop. There's no future. But I don't think we're there yet. I mean, it's transitioning much slower. I have some web pages pulled up here so I think I try to. Let me just keep on going with these bullet points. I'll just list them before I start pulling up some other websites. But people just say, I mean, physical discs, they still remain a good-sized chunk in 2020. That's part of what I'm getting at. I also think in-game purchases, they're kind of skewing some of the figures that people are sharing. Like they'll share some figures, which I'll show in just a sec. If they're saying, this is what percentage of the market is digital right now. But I think those in-game purchases are kind of affecting that. I'm not certain, but that's okay because I'm a value investor. I don't need to be precise. And then why discs. But before I get to why discs, let me just share some of the things. So if you Google like physical versus digital, you're going to come across this Statista webpage. And like you see stuff like this, and maybe other people are, and you see, I highlighted this part in contrast, only 17% of video games were sold in physical form. And you see figures like this, and you see the trend too. If you look at the trend over the past 5 years, it looks really alarming. And so people see this and they think, oh man, GameStop's toast. But I think there's just some misunderstanding with that data. I think a lot of that, like I said, is in-game purchases. I think the actual outright purchase of discs is still relatively high. And I have, let me just see what other page I got up here. So to counter this, there was an article in May 2019 by Wedbush Securities. I mean, maybe they're biased too. Maybe they're bullish on GameStop, but they talk about a number of things that like kind of counter that point that everything's going digital. Like sales of the FIFA game was still 75% discs in 2018. I don't even know the accuracy of that. I see the report that they're citing, but this is the thing. You're going to see lots of data, and as an individual investor, it's hard to know what's true and what's not, what's accurate. So you kind of just got to read a lot and try to get a feel for this type of stuff. And so check out this article. It was in Variety. Check this out because they kind of counter a lot of this stuff. Whether or not you fully agree with it, that's another thing, but just read it. And then there was another thing here too in GameIndustry.biz where they talk about, this is more European focused, where they're talking about certain countries, what percentage is digitized, what percentage of games purchased are physical. And so look over this. I don't want to review the whole thing. That's not the point of this video, but just check out these sources where this was 2018, 2019, it's 2020 right now, and the trend is clearly going toward digital. But this is my point, is that you're still seeing some countries that are still heavily skewed to physical. And I don't think 1 year later, all of a sudden, everyone's going to be buying digital. So that's the thing, is because these next few years are critical for this GameStop thesis. And so if there's still a good chunk that's physical games, GameStop sells other stuff too, but the software itself, those used games, what everyone's focused on, because that generates a lot of free cash flow. That in particular, yeah, I just check these articles out. Now I know I'm rambling a bit, but I got to keep going to keep this quick. What else did I have up here? Oh, and then so there was this article's from June 2019. It was an interview. It was on The Verge, but they were talking to the Xbox boss Phil Spencer. And so I'm like trying to piece together the story as to, that's what I mean. It's so hard to know exactly what these numbers are, how many people are still buying discs. So I try to look for stuff that piece together the narrative. And so Phil Spencer was saying, this was last year, I want to give people choice. And right now, physical is a choice that millions of people love. So this is the Xbox, Phil Spencer, and he's saying this last year. That should be meaningful to people. When you tell me no one's buying physical anymore, if Xbox is saying this, or the people in charge of Xbox are helping lead the charge of saying this, you should pay attention to that. And if you remember back in 2013 when they were rolling out the Xbox, there was some confusion over the console, and they kind of messed up a bit. And then they wrote this blog. I forget the story itself, but they had to say like this. They had to walk it back. You told us how much you love the flexibility and so forth. And with games delivered on disc, they had to start offering the disc version, or start trumpeting that even more, because people wanted that. I get it was 2013. It's changed during this console cycle. I get that. It's not lost on me. I just mean that Xbox kind of realized that they're like, all right, people still want these discs. And I still think that's the case today, 2020, to a degree. Maybe not as much in 2013, because it has indeed changed quite a bit, but it is still relevant. And And was there anything else I wanted to point out? I had a couple of web pages that I pulled up. I showed that. No, that's it. That's it for this. Oh, and then just the general physical versus digital case. Now, because it's July 2020, the consoles are coming out. You're going to see a lot of YouTube videos of people debating this. Should they go physical or should they go digital? And there's a lot of good videos out here. And in particular, Fanta, I haven't seen all your stuff yet, but from what I've seen so far, you have a lot of good thoughts on this. I mean, I know you're not a security analyst. That's what I mean. A lot of people are voicing their opinions. You have a lot of spheres crossing paths here, like gamers and so forth. And I agree with a lot of stuff that Fanta is saying here, but he brings up a lot of good points. But then, and also these other ones, he's got a couple videos too. There's a whole number of videos out here, and everyone seems to be leaning a bit more toward physical when you watch these things. I just find that interesting. Like, why you hear digital, but then you see these videos and people kind of talking more about the benefits of physical. But you can find it both ways. You can kind of find whatever you want to find in here. But in this video, I brought this one up because this gentleman, he's leaning more toward digital. But then you check out the comments. Everyone starts talking about the disc version. I want the disc version. Just about every comment. Maybe not every single one, but this is what I'm trying to piece together that story, right? So when I see stuff like this, I just find it interesting. All I'm trying to figure out as a value investor is does there remain some demand in 2020 for those discs, because that's important for GameStop's free cash flow generation. So look, check this stuff out for yourself. We're not going to watch these videos right now, but I just encourage you to check it out yourself if you're trying to build your own thesis around GameStop. And then so why discs? Preference, console storage, trade value, download speed, sharing. I don't even need to. It's covered by the Restore GameStop presentation. What we're getting at here is that there's still consumer demand for GameStop's offering. So let me pull this over here, and let's just scroll down just a couple. This is, what is this, slide 80, I think. And just GameStop retains mind share with customers. Now, this is all quoted from one single survey, so this is the stuff I look at. Where are you getting this data from? Is this demand legitimate? And this is what I mean. I'm not basing everything on this one single data point, but this is the stuff I like to see as a value investor, because I just need to make sure that GameStop isn't going bankrupt, in that people are still buying discs, and that there are still demands for GameStop for just a couple of years, because if that's the case, GameStop is likely undervalued. So the point I'm just showing this is that GameStop, there's still interest for some or many of its products. And then digital downloads have slowed share gains over time. You can see this chart too. Check out this presentation, right? But I'm just trying to make my point there that it's not over yet. In 2020, it's not over yet. 2030, maybe it will be, but not yet. Anything else here? Oh yeah, so this is a list of I've kind of put together that list. It's you can see this here too. So it's interesting that people are downloading games isn't lost on me, right? Because I have friends, I have family, and they think I'm crazy that I'm bullish on GameStop, because many of them are downloading games. And so that's the thing. You got these anecdotes, you're talking to people and so forth, and maybe I feel like most people watching this are probably downloading games. I think GameStop might serve a different target customer where not everyone has an Amazon Prime account. I have that up. What is it like? 112 million members Amazon Prime as of December 2019. That's not everyone just thinks, oh, you just buy it on Amazon, that's it. And but not everyone has an Amazon Prime account. Some people do want to shop at brick and mortar. Maybe they want this. I'm just listing stuff that's already here. They want the trade and value. They want these things. And that's not to say that you have these things or you want these things and so forth, or that these are an issue for you. Perhaps they're not. I'm willing to bet that they're not, because if you're in a situation where you're watching this video, then it just depends. I don't have time to get into all that right now, but so that's why I think digital risks are overblown. I still think physical is here for at least a few more years. In particular, this console cycle, I still think it's going to be relevant, and I think that physical disc version is going to outsell the digital version. Let me know what you think for the new Xbox and PlayStation consoles. All right, so the next one is, let me move this back out of the way. Negative sentiment is overdone. So this is some of the heaviest negative sentiment I've seen with the stock. Just about I mean, there's just so many different ways people are negative about GameStop, about its stock, about its future business, and so I just jotted down a couple just for fun. These aren't all true exact quotes people have said to me, but haven't shopped there in years, or my friends haven't shopped there in years. You can download everything. Digital's the future. GameStop's the next blockbuster. That's a popular one. People they say, oh, GameStop's a possible investment. They go, oh no, that's the next blockbuster, and then they just move on. They go, that's the end of the discussion. That no one wants to look under the hood. The terminal value is 0. With the poor managerial decisions, they blame past managerial decisions as a reason not to invest in GameStop. Brick and mortar is dead. Anything brick and mortar is a bad investment. So Amazon, that's the end of the discussion. Just say Amazon. If Amazon can compete with you, then you're dead. And then the pandemic. So there's some legitimacy to some of these things. I'm not saying that these things are all ridiculous. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's just so much of it that I think that's a part of the reason that it's weighing on GameStop stock price so much in July 2020, because it's really heavy. It's really heavy to get out from underneath that. It's part of the reason you see such heavy short interest as well. But I think this has led to an opportunity. That's what I think. But yeah, so just so much negative commentary. I just think that this sentiment is so negative that it's overdone. That's what I'm trying to get at in this section. And also with these GameStop bears, you read some of these articles or some of the commentary on this, and I think people, because they themselves, this is what I was trying to get at too, they seem to falsely impute behaviors to others. Like they themselves might not be customers at GameStop, or if they have bought physical discs, they have the ability to resell it on eBay or something like that, or they just download everything. And I think what happens is the people who are opining on GameStop as an investment, they're the loudest, right? But they're just not customers, or their friends or family aren't customers too. And when that happens, they I don't know, maybe they're not digging deep enough, or maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I might be wrong about this too, but I think people are thinking that everyone else behaves the way that they behave. And I think that could be a mistake in this case, because from what it seems to me, that there are still people shopping there remains demand, and just because the people talking about it don't have it doesn't mean it's not there. I think this is my thesis. You're welcome to tear it to shreds. Feel free. I encourage you to. Please comment on this video or talk to me on the live stream about it, because as you can tell, I'm really curious about this. And also, many of the people who are negative on GameStop, they don't seem to be security analysts. And some of you may think that may not matter, but it does. Like, this is the opportunity for like a value investor, is that, yes, I'm analyzing a business model, right? I mean, that's important. For some people, that's all that matters. But when you're analyzing a security, like you can have, I don't think GameStop's terminal value is necessarily 0, but even if it were, that doesn't mean GameStop's a bad investment right now. And I think that's lost on some folks because they're not bona fide security analysts. And so if, let's say you've been right about the industry the past 5 years or so, maybe you're just a gamer, or an investor who's just reading some of the headlines, and you see the trend towards digital, and you're kind of like, all right, this is probably inevitable. But you don't start looking under the hood. You're not looking at the balance sheet. You're not looking at historical free cash flow margins, or what to expect in the future, or something like that. And I think if you're not a security analyst and digging into this stuff, it gets lost in you. That doesn't mean the security analysts are always right. We make mistakes, and we might be wrong on this one. But when I see a bearish, let's say, Seeking Alpha article out there, and I read through it, and I think, no, this isn't like security analysis to me. You're not telling me the things that I want to hear. If I were trying to build a bearish position on the stock, then I think, all right, then that's something to be wary of. I perk up a bit. So yeah, that's it. That's just this negative sentiment just seems so heavy, and I think that's why we're where we are today at sub $4 in July 2020. That's surprising me. Maybe earlier this year and last year and stuff, but so close to the console refresh, that's something. Okay, so then finally, value is being overlooked, I think. Oh, I would like to keep this all on the same page. I need a drink. I'm just going nonstop, you know? All right, so because of these first two things, I feel like no one's looking under the hood. I already said that, but there's a lot of things that are happening fundamentally that one could be excited about, myself included. So, there's a new board of directors, there's a new management team, and so that's what I mean. People criticize GameStop's historical decisions, their poor acquisitions, and so forth, and maybe poor operational decisions, whatever it is. But it's like, all right, cool, yeah, that's fair. But we have a new manager team right now. Not to say they're going to hit it out of the park. That's not the point. The point is just that it has changed. And so far, I have to say they seem somewhat competent. I mean, they just got Reggie to the board too. I feel like that's big. But then you got Sherman for the management team. He's only been here just over a year. He's just getting started. He needs a little bit of time. I know Barry, he voiced his opinion on the new board seats, and he wasn't in favor of Hester Permit. I kind of get that. I don't. It's a marginal impact on the bull thesis. It's okay that Hester Permit. They seem like they know they got their finger on the pulse. I don't think it makes that big of a difference, but I kind of get where Barry's coming from, because it kind of feels like management's been doing some good things over the past 12 months in the right direction. And we'll get to some of this stuff as I work through this bullet point list. But I just mean, so far, from my it just looks like they're competent, they're doing the right things, and as a value investor, you need to see that, because if they don't, you kind of need stuff to go. You need a lot of stuff to go right. I don't want to say that, but it's just an important element of this type of a thesis. And one of the ways they've been showing that they know what they're doing, or they're seeming competent, is they've been cutting costs. So they talk about cutting costs. It's one thing to talk about it, and one thing to actually do it. They seem like they're doing it. So they're cutting costs. In fact, part of what I want to do here during this video is I want to review some of the fundamentals, and we'll get to this, but I just want to review a couple more things as I do this. Sorry about that. They've got the reducing cost of goods sold, so it seems, identifying the stores, testing it, improving working capital management. A lot of people talk about this, but they seem like they're actually doing it. They can make better capital allocation decisions. You can see them selling assets, actively testing stores. They're not making any dumb acquisitions. Like you like this is just stuff that it demonstrates to me that they could be on the right path. That they could be. Like when you're selling assets, like in this year when it's a tough year for GameStop, and they're selling the jet, doing some sale leaseback. Some sale leaseback things just to generate a little bit extra cash. That cash goes a long way right now, and of course testing the store, that feeds into longer term things, right? But this stuff's important. And then improved flexibility they have right now because of the refinancing. They extended the maturities and they got rid of some covenants. Like I'm listing a whole bunch of things here, but like not enough people are talking about this stuff. This is what I mean. Like the stock price, it's gone nowhere for 12 months, but the fundamental events that have been unfolding are like objectively positive. They've been incrementally improving, and that the price is still flat is surprising to me. They have adequate liquidity now to get through the console refresh and for a potential turnaround. It might be still too early to that. When I say potential turnaround, I mean like revamping their business model to be like they could be here in 20 years. Right now, I'm not sure about 20 years, right? Not many people are. But they might have enough liquidity, especially if they get to the console refresh and can generate some extra cash. They might be in a good position, tough call. But definitely enough liquidity that people talk about GameStop going bankrupt and stuff. If you're saying GameStop is going bankrupt, you need to show your work on that one, because I don't see it at all. Highly unlikely to happen. It's hard for me to take those types of theses, that type of a thesis seriously. So I'd be wary of that. Anyway. GameStop still remains highly relevant too. They got $6 billion in revenues at the tail end of a console cycle. They have $1 billion during the latest quarter, Q1. Look at this. This was they had to they were dealing with the pandemic, end of a console cycle. They literally had to close their doors.
So that's Ron Kitty. It's my boy. I don't mind playing him while I'm out here on the phone juggling life. It's been a real run, real run for me this year. One day, I don't know, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, one day I'm going to have to, yeah, I know. Gabriel, come on now, bro. I know it's you. One day I'm going to have to write a book. I'm going to have to write a book. And got to write a book because a story is unbelievable. The story is unbelievable. I just don't know if I'm allowed to write this book. So I'm going to keep chilling. I'm going to keep grinding. And I'm going to talk to you guys in a minute about Angelio Villa. I don't know how to say his name. Angelo, and yeah, Angelo. Is it Angelo? Is that all it is? Angelo? Really? You spell it different. Roaring Kitty was good, but Marantz over the past 4 years and the data you've shared, including fundamentals, trumps Roaring Kitty by far. Oh, end game. Thank you. It's a little different. My our channel's a little different. You know, we built this together, and Angelo, yeah, there you go with an I. No problem, bro. I don't know. I was overreading it, bro. I'm terrible with names. Can't read anyway. Not my fault. So check this out. Check this out, baby. Check this out, people. Yeah, no, this is my my Tonko native. Check this out, people. Check this out. Marantz Rantz is the man. Angel, good luck. No, you guys, these are all inside jokes to me. I'm like laughing inside. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm having one of those moments right now. Let's talk about your topic, and then I'll get back to. Man, I'm having a hell of a day. It's not over. It just started. Damn. This day. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. You know, I get people, they call me. I just took a phone call, and it's all hype. It was like, bro, I heard the news. I heard it. And I'm like, what do you hear? Like, you didn't hear shit. You don't know what you're talking about. You're moving to Iowa. I said, I'm not moving to Iowa. No, that was my boy, E-Money. He just called from the chat. He just called me. And, man, I have my alerts on my phone. It's about to be loud all day. I got a phone call I got to take later. It's a very important phone call. One of the most important phone calls of my life. So that's cool when I can say that. La casa de tu tío. I don't know what the hell that means, bro. What you're saying over there? Tenemos? Is that what it says? Mendeno? I don't know how to say that. Leo? Tenemos Leos? I don't know. Yeah, congrats. Thanks. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, man. My phone's going crazy. Everything's going crazy around me. I'm like a cat that walks outside for the first time. Just sensory overload. Oh, yeah. Yeah. En la mañana otra cosa. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you now. Now I get what you're doing. I was like, what are you saying? Last night you were saying that you were at la casa al tu tío. Yeah, I remember that. Now I know. Yeah, mentirosa. Okay, the song. Mellow Man Ace. Anyway. Hit 4X at 34.10 cost average. Not a sweat from me. I'll buy at any price wherever I cash. Whenever I cash that left over. Good job. Honda and Nissan merging. What? That's a true problem for the world. Nissan makes a nice vehicle. I don't like them. I won't buy them. So somebody just wrote Nissan and yeah. They were in the past, I guess, during pandemic. So is it back on the table? Yep, there it is. Honda and Nissan to begin merger talk amid EV competition. A three-way tie-up. Okay. Automakers are eyeing an eventual three-way tie-up with the Mitsubishi as industry shifts. Okay, so Honda, Nissan, and Mitsubishi. Wow. Honda and Nissan went into negotiation toward a merger. Honda's way better than Nissan. To compete against Tesla and anyone else in the Chinese EV vehicle markets. Wow. Well, Yeah, I think Honda has a superior product, but if they were to merge, yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Doesn't mean much, but it's pretty big. Gross. Nissan is expensive. No, they're not. It's garbage. I just talking about the Altima and the Maxima. It's like they all look nice, but I'd never buy one. But Honda's where it's at. Layoffs are coming. Yeah, Toyota's not combining with anybody. Correct. Nissan is huge outside of Europe. Oh, okay. Nissan GTR is one of the baddest vehicles in history. I don't know why. Whenever I think of Europe, I always, or like even if it's like GB, like Great Britain and London and all that, I think of people who don't have vehicles. Like whenever I visit foreign countries, I know so many people that don't have a car. They just use public transportation, taxi cabs, and buses, and everything's so densely populated that everything's within like arm's reach. There's cleaners, there's a grocery store, there's there's everything's within right around the corner. Only Altima money. Europe loves Nissan. Oh, okay, cool. Honda's where it's at, but I got you. All right, so let's talk. We're going to talk to Angelo. Angelo was writing that he had X amount of dollars into GameStop at $33 a share. And did I feel that was a good investment? One way to answer that is yes. The other way to answer that is no. I know you guys don't get it, but it's okay. You said you're at $4,000 at $33 a share. Like, the stock's only been above $34, $33 a share just a couple of times in the last 3 years. So it kind of means that you bought during one of the run-ups. And then you put in $4,000. Like, you hit it hard. That's a lot of money. So if you were to buy in with $500 at one of those peaks, you'd be like, okay, let me see where it goes next. Oh, okay, it's coming down. Okay, let me buy in again at 20. Let me buy in again at 25. Let me buy in again at 28. You have all these buy-ins, and then boom, you're good. So I don't think 4,000 is enough to respect the trade. I think that if you were to put $10 into the stock every day, no matter the price point, I think after about 2 years, you would understand. Like, just so that we're full and we're clear about this, my cost average when the stock split, when the stock did a 4-to-1 dividend split on GameStop, my cost average was $40 a share. $40 a share. When the stock split, I was still good. It started coming down, and that was in January of 22 it got announced. We'll go look at it really quick, because I remember things. So January of 22 is when it got announced. It then did the split, the dividend split, somewhere over here. So the stock itself was approaching at times $40 a share. It was splitting at that part all the way up to $50, and then the split came here. Yeah, it came here in June. So that stock came through in June and July timeframe, and you're looking at around $35, $38 a share. So I was right there. I was really close to it. And then what I did over the next 3 years, essentially, is I bought the whole way down. I bought a share a day, every day, until way down here, and I got to $24. So my cost average went from $40 all the way to $24, and I was just putting in what I could when I could. And right now you're at 33. The stock's at 30. So these are the times that you should be putting in what you can, because it's below your cost average. Then you want to bring down your cost average. I know people who invest like 10K at once. They do this, 10K, and they get it on a price and they go, I'm good. And then the stock drops, and then they're like, hey, what? It's dropping. Well, if you liked it at 10K, if you liked it at $100 a share at 10K, you're going to love it at 50, and you're going to love it at 70. So why not keep buying it? If you're convinced enough to buy it at that price at the top, why not keep buying it as it drops? Your thesis can't change. Your stomach, your heart, your motivation, that might change because you're going to be like, what are we doing? Am I really this committed? Like you start second guessing yourself in every investment. But that's why I exist. I exist, and I have a channel, and I have a platform, and I have information that's supposed to make you feel warm and fuzzy. I say this respectfully. I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm trying to help you. I talk about the mods on this channel a lot because they have direct influence on me. Like I talked to Almo last night. We were talking about Palantir. His cost average is like $15 a share on Palantir. It's worth like 70 something right now. Right? And he says, oh, I'm not selling. The man's up thousands and thousands of dollars. And you're not selling. He says, well, I don't need the money. I'll just watch it. The conviction he has to know that it's going to keep going. It's not going to stop. That's not where we're stopping. We're here. We're going. And then in turn, you get to look at GameStop and you go, wow, I've got, a good amount in there. Everything just keeps going. Right now, you're picking the right securities and you feel good about it. But if you're ever feeling down or you don't believe it, I remember talking to Ruben over 3 years ago on the phone. And Ruben was I hold both crew, like a lot of people were. Hell, I had both stocks, AMC and GameStop. But when it ran up, I said, nah, this is it. It's done. I don't like Adam Aaron. I don't like the leadership. I don't like where it's going. A lot of people were able to transition and get in on GameStop at levels that you couldn't even believe. And those levels, like Jay Kerwin, like Kyoto, like Pepper with Salt, there was so many people that were buying under $100, buying it at $80. When it crossed out, and it went 4-1, that equivalent is under $20 a share, under $25 a share. Like you're accumulating these shares. Like I remember people buying it. I remember talking to Amber for the first time, and Amber was buying in for $16 to $15 a share for the very first time. So let's just say you put in $5,000, it's at $10,000. Right? You doubled your money because you were buying it at the very bottom, but you knew how to buy it. You were taking your time per day, per week, per whatever. And I look at the people in here who have like $13 cost average, $19 cost average, 25. I'm at 24. I'll gladly go to 25. Remember, I was buying it at 40, dudes. So if I'm buying it at 40, it's 30 right now. I'm still willing to buy it. I know the fundamentals of the company. I understand that it's not being represented well on the stock market, on the street itself. But it's severely undervalued. And they try to give you PE ratios, and they try to give you, this whole idea that you don't know how to measure the measurables, or you don't know how to speak on them. But like Roy and Kitty was telling you right now, there's more to a story than just, hey, he bought it and why. Like there's more to it than just that. So be happy with where you're at $33. Like it's a good price point, but if you're willing to buy it at 33, then you should still be putting in money at 30 and above that. However you want to do it though. I'm just saying fundamentally. That's what I do. I buy everywhere. You guys saw me buy it today for $30.55. Yeah, I don't care. $30.55. I got one more share. I'm on share accumulation. Trying to hit a number. So I hope that helps a little bit with what you're going through. Just Stretch it out as much as you can. You exist to remind us what we hold. Thank you, Berlin. I would love to. Recovering from not having a job and new baby is taking my money. Majima saw I'm stuck currently. Yeah, Angelo, I get it. I do. I've been stuck. I was stuck these last 2 weeks. I've only bought one Christmas gift. Well, technically two. I got my son and my daughter done. They're done. But my wife is not done. And I get paid like 2 days before Christmas. So shit's going to have to wait. That's just the way it's going to go. But I like my wife, what she says. She goes, I'm not going to stress about no bills this Christmas. I'm not going to stress about anything. People calling, saying, did you pay this on time? I was like, no. She goes, no. She goes, why stress? It'll get paid. Just might not be when they want it. I was like, man, I love this wife. I love this life. Mama's out here being a thug like me. I used to answer the phone when I was, look at these $28. God damn. When I was on the phone with the electric company once. I said, hey, why'd you guys shut off my... Man, I've had my electricity cut off on me before. If you haven't, then you just haven't lived. But we were in the apartments. And I ran out there. And I said, hey, man, you cut me off. What happened? Every time the power would go out, it happened twice. Every time the power would go out, I was outside running after him saying, hey, man, turn my shit back on, bro. No, I'm going to pay it right now. My bad. I didn't know. It was always like that, but I was a different cat, bro. We were in our 20s. I was playing WoW every day. I was like, bro, they cut me off, bro. I'll be live later. Man, no, I'll get on the line later, man. They cut me off. And I'm right there looking at my son, my little seed, man, that little dude. Shit. I felt like half a dad. Half a man. Then my other son comes out, Dad, the power went out. I said, really? All right, well, let's go to the pool. Let's go swimming. Let's go do something different until that shit kicks back on, man. But it was embarrassing. But you learn. You learn, and then you know what you find out about yourself, like when in those moments? Like I've had a car repossessed. I've had my power shut off on me twice. I've had, everything else is good, I think. I've been laid off before, and I've been fired before. One fired, one laid off. I mean, you know what's the craziest thing? I found out that my reaction to it meant more to me than to anyone else's idea of me. Right? Like, I feel embarrassed. But my kids didn't see it. My kids were just like, oh, power's out. My wife was embarrassed for me, or she was just like, hey, what's going on? And I remember when I said, oh, baby, I didn't pay it. I forgot. I didn't know it was due. I forgot. Like, I've lost track of my dates. And she was just like, oh, okay, well, let's just call him and let's just go and pay. And I was just like, man, this woman takes it just like nothing. Like, she's all right with it. Like, because my wife's big on that whole why stress on something and when you can't do anything about it. And I learned a lot from her. But when I was in my 20s, oh, my God, I was banging my head on the wall. I was like, you know I got a raid, right? Huh? I got a raid. We're doing a raid. We're doing AQ40, and here I am talking to you. We need to be up in there, down in bosses, getting loot, T3 loot. We got to get up out of here. And she said, shut up. So the power comes back on. You're going to be doing them dishes. You're going to be doing this. You ain't going to be playing no games. Yeah. There I was, playing video games. Nah, we've all done it, man. All about the AQ40 red mount. Yeah. Wise one. It happens, bro. It happens. I have 180 shares at $28, and I'm looking good. Or should I keep adding? Oh, power slots. I don't know what you want to do on your investment, you know. I'm never stopping. Nope. Same like Tesla. Conviction is key. None of these current prices are going to matter soon. There you go. Marantz, you trying to get 2K? No. 2K of what? 2K what? Shit. Well, that's it for me, guys. It's 10 o'clock. I'm tired. I had enough of this stock. It's at $30 a share. I'm stretching. This is my day off. I get to lay out in the bed. Bro, I go to my bed, right? And I will lay out, sprawled out. Just wide open because I never get to. I got a dog that's always trying to lay with me. I got a cat that lays on the ottoman at the foot of the bed. I got a wife who's just always like, I don't know. Lately, wife's been in a ball, bro. She's been in a little warm-ass ball like she's trying to stay warm. I don't know. But I just need people out of my way. 2K shares. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think I'll keep adding. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm trying to get everywhere, bro. I'm trying, Robert. You know, doing my best. How about I just get 2 tomorrow? Okay. I gotta go. That's it. That's two more yawns in a row. How about Scarelli saying it's worth $4? Yeah, go watch the video, man. You can't find that video right now. I think I put it on private, but I'll open it back up. We'll watch it again tonight. Not tonight, but another day. Who knows? I'm going to be busy tonight. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get at you, though. Appreciate you. Appreciate all love and support. If you don't know what GameStop is, wake up. Figure it out. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'll see you around, millionaires. Peace. Ooh, man.